chance gonna show
like,
it?
as you can see, we're ready to have a good time. You guys already know what time it is. Like, OMG. This is season 5, the reunion episode, and we're going to cover 1 and 2 in this because we missed you guys last week. We had to collect in and take in all the drama and see how we felt before we spit it back out on your favorite after discussion with your host, Jaimi and
Gustavo.
yeah. Oh my gosh. I have to admit, this left my head spinning. I had to collect for 10 minutes before we got on to be like, all right, there's a lot going on.
It's information overload, finally. I mean, it took 5 episodes for us to actually have something to talk about, I feel like.
Literally.
Yeah, I feel like they showed stuff that we didn't even see. Hey, BB.
They did. What's going on, B? Missed you too. Yes, guys, we weren't here last week. There was a lot going on, including the reunion and the craziness, some travel. There was all kind of stuff going on. But we are here now, and we got so much to talk about. So we're going to just have to flow. And this is why I love having such an amazing co-host, because I know we will get this together and make it work. A lot of the times, sometimes we go in order, but sometimes we jump all over the place because things are situational. How we do it. Yeah, that's just how we do it.
Really simple.
Oh my God. Oh, MG. Okay.
Yeah, my mind is like, I'm trying to
there is just
because it's
so
2
much.
Episodes. It's a lot.
It's packed.
Najee?
What's going on, Najee? You know we're about to dive in. I know y'all got some stuff to say, and I love it. I'm excited. Well, we're about to go
off. Who needs the streets of Twitter when you have the streets of our after discussion?
Exactly.
I have so much to say. I have so much to say.
There's so much going on.
Like usual, per usual, just going to let you take the reins and lead.
So we're going to start by going in order, but I have a feeling as we start to talk about certain things, we're going to jump all over the place, because a lot of the stuff touches on each other, but it was sprinkled throughout the show, and I think there's things that we can cover in chunks. You know, I have to agree, B. I was like, oh my God, look at Gus looking 24 and fine.
Keep going.
Just red.
I can't handle all the admiration. Just kidding. You can never give me enough. Spill it on me, please. And thank you. Make it hot and sweaty. Thank you.
And nonstop.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Out there making
That's what happens when you just got over the flu for a week. You know, then you all of a sudden you get skinny again, and you look camera ready. And to be fair, before that, I was on it for like a good. I was getting ready to be ready again for camera. So I think the flu just was that next nice little like, well, here you go, even more. I'm like, great, now just book me. But I appreciate that. It's hard work.
Gus looks like a rich benefactor's special friend. The haircut is really good. Your next role in your next film coming up.
Yeah, I was thinking like, is that what's on the table right now? Possibly rich benefactor? No, but it'll work.
That works.
I made the choice for the stash today because I had an audition for somebody. Thanks. And there's pictures of him. It's based on a real person. It's a film, and there's pictures of him with a stash like outline. I probably shouldn't talk more about it. So anyway, I was like, let's go for the stash. But there's another job that I'm supposed to be scruffy for. So I was like, that they asked about my interests and stuff this week. So I was like, how am I going to do this? I was like, you know what? Let's actually think about the most important thing.
Yeah.
How do I want to look at my best friend's wedding next week in Italy?
Oh, there we go.
So I was like, you know what I could rock? I would really like to rock the stash with it because it's very it's a floral theme and the colors are very pastel-y. And so I was like, let me add the like over masculine stash to the more feminine attire that I'll be wearing it, so to speak. And I would have loved to have kept it as thick as it was because it was like porn star thick. But then it just wasn't reading as the character that I had to look like today. So I was like, shit, I gotta take it down. And as you can tell, I'm not a hairy person, so it takes a while for this all to come back. Anyways, I don't know how I got on my stash, but that's what happened.
It looks really good.
I got my haircut finally last week.
Yeah, it looks really good. Everything looks good. You look fresh. You look ready to be booked and busy, and a rich benefactor in Italy. Like, what are we doing? I love it. I'm here for it.
Done. Jessica, you are always right on time. You are never late.
Right on time.
We talk about some nonsense.
Exactly. We always got to warm ourselves up.
Let's talk about
Before we
Jaimi.
dive
Why are you going
in,
over there? What happened? What you been up to?
nothing much, just the same old, same old. So,
Hmm.
um, I'm just
Hmm.
having fun, y'all. I'm having fun in my life. Life is good. Actually,
And
great
you
things are
just got
just
back from
pouring in.
California.
Yeah, I mean, maid of honor at a wedding, so I threw the bridal shower. I hosted it. It was my niece's 1-year-old birthday. Put together decorations for that. You know, just exciting, so full of love and friendship and family. Everything just poured in. I told one of my friends when I got back, like, I kind of need to settle in and allow my heart to expand just to like receive everything that I just went through, because not only was it connecting with family and growth and so much love and great energy, but also just personally being able to recognize a lot of my growth and just being happy about where I'm at, because I'm just seeing life actually return what I feel like I deserve in like real life, tangible, and it just feels good. Things feel different. So I'm in that space and I'm really happy to be here.
You are just stepping into your truth, is what it's called. And it's a beautiful thing to watch, especially for someone that I love so much that I've known for more than half of my life.
Yeah.
And, we get to have the honor of talking every day and being a part of this journey together in the growth process.
Yeah.
And there's nothing like watching somebody you love so much start to love themselves and accept themselves and step into themselves and just be open to then what happens. And then things that happen are just so delicious. And it's such an incredible gift for you because it's so deserving, but for the people who love you too, because you deserve nothing but the greatest. It's amazing to watch.
Thank you. I believe you. Yeah, there's something about being
Yeah,
up
you do
close. I
finally.
do. Yeah, because you can say it, but you've been on the journey. So you know there's something about having that front row seat that changes the value of what I'm saying. It's like, I know y'all watching feel me, but I know you feel me, because it's like you said, we talk every day and conversations have shifted a lot over the years from what we were focusing on and what the conversations were to what they are now. And so you really know how excited I am to be in a different space with everything.
We were
So,
teenagers. We've
oh
always
my
been on that growth
gosh.
journey,
Oof.
right? She is glowing.
Yes, thank
I
you.
know why. Since we were like older teenagers, we've always been on that growth journey, and it's not to call you out. Sorry, still got a lingering cough, but
Mm-hmm.
you about to be 40.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And there's something about when you turn 40, you guys, if you've been doing
I
the
guess
work and you've
that's
been
it.
intentional, it just sits in. Like you have this, and everyone
Mm.
tells you it.
Everyone tells
Everyone tells you
you.
it. It's like this thing that just clicks, and you're like, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm here.
Yes.
Oh, okay, this makes sense. This is fun. And your 30s is different than your 20s. You should never. I mean, I'm not speaking for you. I found myself regretting things more than I really should because I was just
Mm-hmm.
human and I was just
Mm-hmm.
living life the best that I knew how. And I'm a perfectionist and all the craziest things you can possibly be when it comes to stuff like that. So the amount of guilt or
Oof.
all this heavy stuff that comes along with it, it became really, it could became too heavy for me to be able to handle. And you get to like be 40 and you're like, oh, you were just being you. You were still so loved by all the people that love you. Yes, some people were assholes and a lot of them aren't in your life anymore, but they didn't ever really know you and love you. Of course, and those were the people you were trying to entertain and trying to hear your voice when they never spoke your language in the first place. Like just point is life. Just be present, love yourself and all that you do, and then you'll be glowing like Jaimi right here.
Yeah, very well said. It's so true. I think in the 20s and 30s and whatever age, whatever, like you said, they're all different. We get really caught up in what we're supposed to do and what we think we're supposed to be doing and being right and trying and all this stuff when really we have it from the gate. We are it. It is it. And what I feel like right now, which is so insane, is I remember being younger and you almost look at who you want to be, and it's almost like a mirror that's far away. And I remember thinking, I'm just taking steps closer to this woman that I see in the mirror, but she's me later. And it's just like, now I feel like we're meeting, we're touching hands, we're shaking hands. Hey girl, this is who I saw. It's just, oh my God, I don't want to cry. I'm not doing this right now.
I love
I'm not doing
it.
it right now. Sorry.
You know, and you're
It's
not
insane.
exactly where you thought you were gonna be.
No, not at all.
And
Okay.
that's the part that's hard to kind of accept, which takes you away from being able to really just be where you are sometimes. A lot of the time it's tricky.
Isn't that insane?
Mhm.
Because this is the
Yeah.
best place I could ever be.
Yeah.
What was I tripping? I can't. What was I tripping off all of it? Like, it's crazy. Life is freaking amazing. Embrace it, love it, allow your steps, and just ride the wave. Like, this is
Yeah.
awesome. Yes. So we got comments. Thank you.
Mhm.
All right, B, next Friday is your birthday. I love it. Happy early birthday, because I
Nice.
don't know where we're going to be next Friday.
I will be in Italy.
Oh, that's right. So we'll definitely be taking a hiatus. Yes, Jessica, you have to make mistakes in order to grow and learn through. No such thing as a perfect person. And it is what it is.
Oh,
Those mistakes
stop it.
really
I
like,
understand. Oh,
oof.
why
It's
not?
mm,
Human.
it's
Superhero and perfect.
just it's just what happens. And I don't regret one bit of it. So
Oh.
let's dive in to this after discussion about this show, where they started off the show talking about all of the sexual innuendos. And it was funny to watch everybody talk about kidneys being rearranged and being well endowed and gag reflexes. Like everybody was like here for it. So that was cute and fun. It's
We
funny
saw
because
that coming.
yeah,
See
exactly.
what I just did there.
We saw that. It's funny because I feel like some of the guys were kind of embarrassed a little bit. Not really, but kind of just like, oh, snap, did I say that? I'm looking at Wiley's face and I'm looking at Tori. He's kind of like, oh.
Yeah, they're like, oh man, no, here we go.
That's
Nothing like
funny.
watching yourself on TV.
Okay, that part. And I think the innuendos I appreciated the most that always told the line in perfect balance was Carmen. Because it's like she was always saying it. And like she said, if you catch it, you catch it. We're flirting. What do you do when you're single? You see about that chemistry, you flirt, you put it out there. And if you catch it, then you got what I was throwing at you. And I like that.
Carmen has been exemplary when it
Yes,
comes to flirting. She just
100%.
really has that down to a T. It's the
Uh-huh.
perfect balance.
It is.
The perfect balance. Yeah, I can even put the words on it. It's just the perfect balance.
It so is. So that was
That's why we
cute.
love her.
That's why we
That's why we
love Carmen.
love Carmen.
Yeah. I mean, I see her. Well, we're just going to jump on around. So, what do you think about her and Donovan? Like, of course, we're seeing on social media now they're going out. I believe they were on a daytime television show talking about their love. They're traveling. How do you feel about the connection? And what are your thoughts?
Okay, so when their connection started to happen, it was hard to really be team on them, team Damin,
Domin.
team Damin,
What would be Carnivan? That's ugly.
team Carnivan, yeah, Damin, because it seemed convenient. But I still stand by when she met his mom. I started to think this could be something.
Mm-hmm.
And since then, I've believed in it. I think I don't know if they will go the distance. I don't know what it looks like. Maybe I've
Mm-hmm.
already said this too on Sabrina's or ours, whatever.
Mm.
But I don't know what it looks like, but I believe it, and I think it's great for right now. And I think they're really enjoying each other in life. Now, could it be for the clout and to fulfill what they need to push their businesses and their agendas outside of the show? Absolutely. And I think they're the two people that would be smart enough to do that. So it's kind of like the world in general right now. It's like, um, I don't know if I'm going to buy what's happening, but I'm going to just kind of sit back and like enjoy the show and see what happens over time. That's how
Yeah.
I feel about them. And I, not that it matters, but like I support them and I think it's great. And a lot of people play the game for the business. So, and they stick to it. I mean, the Met Gala was this week and I couldn't count how many couples on my hand were business. So I'm not mad. I'm not mad at it. If you know what, let me keep it short and simple. They seem to enjoy each other's company. That I gather and I believe.
Yes.
What else matters?
Yeah, absolutely. And yes, they were both the curveballs that came later in the process. So I think they had that commonality. And to be honest, I guess I could just mirror everything that you said. I don't really have anything different. I'm not sure if I'm just like, but it's like they look like they're enjoying each other's company. Not really sure what the future holds. They don't really give me the vibes personally that I don't know. I'm not really feeling much, but I'm not in their relationship. They are, and like you said, they seem to be enjoying it. So let it be what it is. We'll just watch it as it unfolds as they let us in,
I'm
and
here for it.
they look like they're having fun and dating, and I think that that's really important. That's kind of all that matters. Do I see wedding bells? No, but who knows? You know what I mean? They look like they're having a great time.
I'm still about getting a petition together to get her on Housewives of Potomac, and if that means Donovan needs to be her boo, so be it. Whatever.
Listen,
I just think she'll be so good on that show.
I agree because she was absolutely treacherous in this, as treacherous as you could be on something called Ready to Love.
And I feel like they were like, we weren't even seeing Carmen on like 10. We were just seeing Carmen on like 4.
Just a bite.
Just like nibbles. Carmen nibbles. When she starts to devour, I think that would be fantastic TV.
It may be more on the way than we think, and I really actually hope so. I have to agree.
If that's what she wants,
Correct.
I hope so. She fits the bill. She's a boss. She's beautiful. She has the body. She has the personality. She has the smarts.
Mm-hmm.
She knows how to act on camera. She knows what to say. It's all there. So bravo, swoop in, get your next one because I think you need it. Because there's a couple that I'm ready to go on that show.
Do not get me started.
Her be on it.
Yeah.
I mean,
swap them out.
Please and thank you, because one storyline has been trying to be pushed for too long, and I'm just done.
It's dry.
With
flush it.
And she always has really short hair, and she's just really mean. I don't think I need to say any more than that.
Yeah,
I can't. I'd much rather see Carmen.
Switch her out for Carmen. We always have the good ideas, y'all know. Yes, exactly, Jessica. Whether they're in their lives for a season or a lifetime, at least they found something worth exploring. Best of luck to them. Same sentiments. I am not mad at all. And since we're talking about Donovan, Sabrina. Okay, hold on.
It's gonna make me cough.
Let's just talk about Donovan. We might need to talk about people as individuals because there were so many scattered things. We might have to go into this a little bit.
Let's talk about Donovan's connections.
Yeah, let's talk about Donovan's connections.
And talk about Sabrina last.
Oh, okay.
Of the connections.
Okay. So,
as I just said, I'll like take your reins and I'm bossing.
No, it's fine. Thank you for assisting, helping me with my thoughts. Donovan and Tina really weren't worth exploring. They were in the beginning. It just fell apart. I really don't know what to say about them. Maybe if it was earlier in the show, we thought it was a possibility. But at this point, there's really not even enough to even say about them.
Can we talk about Tina while we're on Tina for a second? Just kind of get her kind of done and
just on and out the way because that's what she wanted.
To her.
She was honest. Like, she didn't feel connected to anybody.
I think all the men wanted to have a connection with Tina because to me, she was probably one of the best looking women there.
She's beautiful. She's beautiful.
She's gorgeous.
She showed up to that reunion flawless.
She literally kind of like slapped everybody in the face.
Yeah, her face is like, yeah, exactly.
To me, she looked the best out of everybody there. I mean, obviously, Joy looks like she is in heaven and she's glowing and she's beautiful because of it.
Yeah.
But Tina came in looking like better than everybody.
TV ready.
Like more than TV ready. Like she should be on a show, actress, something. Like she deserves, her face needs to be seen. It's beautiful.
I agree.
And you know how much I don't talk like
I know
people. Yeah. But she's that pretty. So leading me to why all these other men were enamored with her. How could you not be? And it's a process of trying to figure out what this is. This is an admiration. Is this love? Is
Mm.
this lust? What is it? And as on the outside, as we watched, and as you watch other episodes, if you haven't watched our show before, you'll see that it was very obvious that these men were lusting after her. And I think she did a fantastic job handling that circumstance. And I think that they actually didn't do her justice or give her her flowers like they should have on this reunion,
Yes.
because she was being sought after by all these men from this lusty lens, intuitively as a woman and a mother, knowing that, but still trying
Mm-hmm.
to fill the needs and obligations of this show.
Mm.
That's not fair.
Mm-mm.
Yes, I know she signed up for the process, but that's a lot of pressure for
Mm-hmm.
someone's heart, mind, soul to put on their plate. Like, that's a whole buffet that I'm full already.
Yeah.
I'm not hungry.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to eat in front of you just because that's what you want me to do for your show.
Yeah.
So I think they did her dirty. I don't think they gave her enough respect for what she put up with. I stand by her. I am Team Tina for making the choice that is what was best for her.
Yep.
She said, I did what was best for me. And I like that she didn't bow down to Tommy or anybody else in production, because we talked about it on this. I bet you they were trying to get her on and she was fighting with production. What do you think happened? We saw it right there.
Yeah.
And that's why she doesn't have any regrets. And that's why she's saying, no, I'm not sorry, because you're not going to make me do something. Yes, I get this process. I'm letting you know the process isn't working for me. You're not going to make me do something. I'm Team Tina. She looks delicious. She will always look delicious. And no connections were there for her. And it just boggles me that fucking grandpa still is trying to act brand new. I mean, I can't. Is everybody on the same? Do we all? I mean, I think everyone that watches our show, we're on the same page with PO, right?
When it comes to
But like
PO,
when she
yeah.
called his ass out about the book, she was in the second seat. Like she was like, "Oh, I'm a music producer." Does anybody believe him? Does anybody believe him?
I believe that he's a music producer, but do I believe that I believe, yeah.
Of course.
And that he has a book and he's lying and he wanted to do this and that, yeah.
100%. So I'm Team Tina.
Yeah, and I saw the same thing. Jessica said Tina and PO's drama. Oh, child. It spewed on the Instagram. Paul made a pre-taped video. She did a live exposing him. It's a lot. I did see all that. I didn't have a chance to look at it, everything, but I think you said it perfectly, Gus, when it comes to Tina. And I know that's something that it's really hard and almost has to be learned for people to stand up for themselves. Because when it comes to something like production and TV and all of this stuff, and your decision to sign up for the show, things become really intimidating and you start to feel obligated. But at the end of the day, you are never obligated to more than doing what the hell you need to do for yourself. And to be able to make that decision contradictory to what everybody's thinking and feeling is special. They should give her her flowers. She may not have come off the way people wanted to see, this, that, and the other, but that wasn't the point.
Oh, well.
And like you said, this is why she don't have no regrets, because it is so regretful to try to appease everybody and show up and do this and try. And when you start to do this, you end up in a little ball, all crumpled up, trying to make yourself work for everybody but yourself. And that the regret and the weight and the shame of that is way worse than me. Okay, I'm a flake. Tommy, you want an apology? Cool. I'm sorry. Anybody else? Because I see everybody had a problem. We all good
At
now?
that point, she was being very cordial. She was just being polite. And she didn't have to be, in my opinion.
She played it perfectly, and I'm so glad. So I do want to dive into some of those videos just to be nosy, just to see what they had to say. But yeah, P.O. seems he's full of it, and that's why she called him out like that, and that's why she went kind of hard on him about Grandpa, Viagra, liar, blah blah blah, because
my opinion,
he deserved it. Yeah, exactly.
He was lying. We all saw what happened. We all saw him lusting over her, talking about her when he was supposed to be acting like he had connections with other people. I don't believe one thing Paul said.
No, you never did, not from the beginning, and I can see exactly why. He's full of it, but he tries to paint it and make it and package it pretty and make it sound like something, and it's still just like, all right, bro, come on.
He's a wise older man. He's been in the game for a long time.
Yeah.
He knows how to play.
Yeah, exactly. B said, did you see the video Sabrina Soul did, Paul talking about Tori kissing Tina, something like that? I did not see that, but I wouldn't doubt it. That'd make Tori a smart man.
100%.
She's fine. Nothing's wrong with her getting lusted for on a dating show. It's what comes with it. And most of the men besides FedEx Ground were good. Yeah, I know what you mean. And when you talk about being lusted for, it is something you have to navigate because, even when I think of myself, I won't even put it in like maybe like a lust term, but I feel like a lot of guys, they get excited by my energy and the things that I know and the things that I'm into. And you get these sparkly eyes like, wow, she's whatever. And it's not that I'm not that, but you don't know me yet. And sometimes it's challenging to navigate people's initial, the way they take you in initially. And is it selfish? Do they just want something to show? Do they want to take something from you that they don't have and feel it? Like, you have to have some discernment, intuition. So yes, I think being lusted after to a certain extent, like, ooh, like that's the initial thing when it comes to dating. But going beyond that to see truth and chemistry and depth, like the way she got into Demetrius and all that, it just wasn't there. So yeah, thank you. I'm great. I'm ready for love. Who are you? What are we talking about? And does this go beyond the shell?
Here's the thing, Najee. I'm gonna have to come at you a little bit. Put that back up, please. Did you miss it already?
No.
There is nothing wrong with her being lusted after at all. And yeah, she went on a dating show. So that's to be expected. But you can't expect someone to understand, comprehend, and be able to embody what it takes to deal with what comes with it. And I think that's what a lot of people are overlooking. Y'all are just saying, oh, that's what comes with it. Get over it. Some people can't. Some people don't know how to handle it. So let's give those people grace that they might not be like us or understand what it's like. And they may have signed up for something that they didn't know what they signed up for completely and realized they're not capable. If we want to try to hold people to that accountability of perfectionism, essentially, then for us to keep having these opinions and thinking, well, that's not fair. We've never put our foot in her shoes one day of our life. So let's give her some grace. That's it.
Yeah, because that's a lot. And she spoke about that. I mean, a lot of people on the show after the show talk about it, but I love how she dove directly into specifically saying psychologically,
Yep, you could
emotionally, it's
see
too
from
much.
her, it was like you can see it in her aura. And that's the
Yeah.
whole thing. Nobody talks about mental health these days, and that everyone talks about it. No one wants to actually give clout or like weight to it, to allow it to be what it really is, because then it becomes this overhyped situation. But it's a very real situation. And all of us viewers and everybody else and having an opinion and stuff like that, that means that we're actually ignoring the fact that somebody might be having a situation. It's very clear to me in her eyes that that was psychologically very toxic and hard for her.
It was hard.
You have to realize too, I'm not putting my words into her experience, but just an example of something that could come from this is that when you are her in that situation, you could start to see yourself more clearly. And you might start to think, I don't like this about me. I don't like that this is how people see me. You're going through your own experience. So
it's inner and outer.
It's real easy for us to have so much. I mean, with P.O. don't count. He's an old ass man. He knows what he's doing. The game player.
Correct.
And he never talked about this. But with her, we have to give her the grace that she deserves. She said it. It's like someone talking about Simone Biles and be like, whatever she should have just done, she's trained her whole life. You ain't her. Yes, right. I would have loved to see her break all the records, but you're not her. We don't know what they're going through. Or like Naomi Osaka. Yes, do I think, why can't she just pull it together like Serena did? Serena's faced 1 trillion times more pressure than Osaka's ever faced in her fucking whole career, in her pinky. It's not who she is, though. Let's give people grace, people. Wouldn't you want that for your own self? Pertaining to another scenario that might not be your strong suit? Yes. The answer is
absolutely.
Yes. I can guarantee you that.
And as I watch this, I think about it because, I always, put myself in their shoes like, wow. Like, I'm intimidated by doing things like that. Would do it anyway, but it's still just like, would people give me grace? Because I know the way they made some of this stuff look, and we're going to talk about it because there's some things I really didn't like when it came to some of the people. Would people be able to see me beyond what production put together and have that understanding? And I just,
Tina's probably very happy that we see her. because production
Correct.
wasn't trying to let us see her. But we see people.
And making her
We see
bad
humanity.
for what they did see, making her wrong for that. And it's like,
100%.
nah, girl,
No.
shout out to you. Because this is how you
Good for
really
you.
do it. Yeah. And I
Good for
do
you for having the
believe
courage to even show up tonight. And then on top of that, outdo everybody on that stage.
Shoot. Najee said Tina is not the first and only mother on that show. I get that it was a lot. However, you can't be selfish when others are opening up to you. Say what it is. What she did is on the same ground as Dirty Clifton. Dirty Clifton.
Which one's Dirty Clifton?
Clifton, enjoy.
Oh, God. Dirty Clifton.
Oh, my God. Dirty
Yeah.
Clifton. Oh,
No,
we're
I
gonna
don't
have
agree
to,
with you,
like, talk
Najee.
about
I'm sorry.
Clifton.
We're going to have to agree to disagree. Plain and
Because
simple. I've
I
already
think
spoken
Tina
my
was
piece.
clear. I think Tina
She was very clear.
Yeah. She said what she had to say when she said it, and balancing her truth with what she was actually going through, I'm really not sure how much more she could have said to make it clear that she didn't want to be there.
Not about her
that the
just being a
connections
mom,
weren't real.
Najee.
Yeah.
It's about that's on top of it. And look, I'm not a mom. I know you're not a mom, Najee. And you don't know what it's like to have a kid at home and thinking about them and having the responsibility on top of that of doing all this.
It's a lot. That's just
It's not for us. It's not for us to even have an opinion, really, genuinely.
Jessica says tomato. Yeah.
Oh, and supposedly he wanted a book deal per Tina. And that 3-way phone call?
I don't know about the 3-way phone call, but we did talk about the book deal, how he was. And it's funny how he was like, no. It's like, did she get that from absolutely nowhere? And then she said that, he wanted me to self-eliminate so they could be together. And he said he didn't have any connections. It's funny that all of P.O.'s words are just being so misconstrued.
Oh, but I believe it I believe that 100 million %.
Exactly. Even when Carmen said that he said he wasn't interested in Takia. And when we hopped on Sabrina's channel, like the men were really clear, and they're talking and doing all this, and he thought Carmen was cool, and he slipped and ran his mouth. Whether he said or didn't say, I know it was very much implied that that's not where he wanted to be. And he's dancing around stuff, and I'm tired of it.
He's just trying to get his book deal, so he's trying to get to the end. The thing is, it was like, what is he trying to get to the end for? He's a successful producer, I'm sure, and it's the book. He was trying to get the book deal, more FaceTime, more clout, more presence, more conversations to the book. I get it.
And there that's fine. Do your book. Why don't you just say, and then to be like, just admit book, I'm just a producer. It's like, okay, we gonna see who in here believes we finna see Paul's book. Within the next 6 months, we gonna see a book from P.O.
I don't buy lies. Like, he doesn't own up to his shit.
He tries to dance around it like he's owning up to it. And
evade, it's like he thinks he's actually evading, like missing it. Everyone's watching it hit him, and he's like, "There's no powder all over me. I missed it." It's like, you're covered.
You're white. Your face looks white. Is that flour? Like, what's happening? Jessica said on part 2, the 3-way phone call where his friend exposed him. Okay, so we're talking about 1 and 2 together, guys. So we're talking about all the reunion.
We're just talking.
But I don't remember a 3-way call of his friend exposing him. Maybe it's just too much stuff, but thank you for filling us in on that. But whatever 3-way call and exposure, you can't get exposed if you're being real and telling the truth. So we said, it's just
real easy.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Good TV though. Thanks, P.O. I can't even believe you made it to the end, but whatever.
He's a good game. He plays the game well. We already established that.
Yeah. So
all right. So then,
let's see.
Donovan's connections.
Yeah. So really, who else did he have besides? It wasn't. So we talked about Tina,
Sabrina, Tina.
And Carmen. That was really it for him, right? There was a point when they ran back the tape on him and Sabrina. I did feel like they actually had a chance. It was very strange to me how they fell out so ugly, really. They were really like, like when they're fighting. But initially I thought they would work far before him and Carmen. Initially.
Yeah, we both did. We both were like, this could work, but it's not going to work when one's not ready. Sabrina, girl.
She told Demetrius she just want to be friends. Demetrius is fine. He checks off all my boxes. He walks in, he does this. And you can write 4 paragraphs of who Demetrius is, what he does for you, how he fits you,
That's
how
more
great
than
of a
60
man
things
he
on
is.
a list.
And I called him and just said, we're just friends, which is fine. If you don't want to date him, I get it. But like, girl, you taking literally everybody through the ringer. I'm tired.
Yeah, and I think Donovan finally saw that enough to be like, no.
I'm not doing that.
And then he saw somebody else like Carmen who wasn't going to do that. Carmen's not playing games. Sabrina is. So then it kind of makes you think, oh, actually, Donovan is probably more ready than we thought. He's definitely more ready than Sabrina because he's choosing the right person who's actually ready to invest and make something happen.
Yeah, they're both very irritated with each other. Jessica says Sabrina and Donovan are both petty betties, though. The reunion was tit for tat the whole time with them. And it was. That's just the energy. That's where they're at. It's almost like not even brother and sister, but
they reflect each other a lot.
They do.
I don't think Donovan avoids as much as she does, though. Like, I can't count my fingers how many times she was like, no, that wasn't it. That is trying so hard to act like she didn't act the way she did. Being like, she had these preordained ideals of how she was like, I'm not going to believe all that. I'm going to come in and tell my truth. And it's like,
yeah, but you got to look
did anybody believe that?
Right. And you're not including anybody else's experience in your truth in a fair way.
And everybody else was a part of the experience. It's like when Joy called her out. And she was like, well, you're assuming. Then you just said you assumed too. So Tommy's on the same level of thinking like, I was shocked it wasn't Tori. And then you're like, well, she's always trying to always avoid. Like it's the typical signs of a player. Avoid. Don't face. Validate my actions when they're wrong. And I'm fine because I'm fine. I'm okay. It's not me.
Yeah. As
play
long
on,
as
play
it's not
it.
me. Yeah, exactly. Yes, Najee, they hate each other. I know that energy. They do. They just seem to, it's just, it doesn't, they're like.
And it makes sense. It makes sense that they would hate each other.
Yeah. And it was funny. So, they shared a kiss. I completely agree with Demetrius that he should have heard that from her. Donovan shouldn't have had to tell.
She still tried to act like that wasn't even.
Oh, Donovan brought that up weeks later when it was convenient for him to try to throw a wrench in this. No,
I've seen this played so many times.
He's seeing that his boy, or because they get close on the show, is interested in you, and he wants to come clean. That's the right thing to do. Just so you know, let's put everything on the table so nothing comes out and gets weird and funny. Which is, I appreciate that so much.
Yes, what girls would do. It was role reversals. Sabrina, like in other circumstances, Sabrina was the guy and the guys were the girls. The girls would talk to each other and tell each other, which I love. There was camaraderie. There was brotherhood.
Thank you.
Is what they did. That's what you do.
That's what you do.
But you just got caught up and you're guilty.
And try to make it sound like sabotage.
And so you still trying to not take accountability. Come on now. Come on.
That's got to be a lot of work. Aren't you tired? I would be tired.
That's
going to be so much work.
I'm not trying to be mean. But she did look tired.
Just tired.
She looked tired.
Her earrings were really cute. Oh, God, can I please have those earrings? But she
wasn't glowing like she was in the first episode.
In the beginning. Correct. Yeah. I completely agree. Let's see.
She's trying to step into 3.0. I mean, at this point, if she's 2.0, I think she needs to get to like 10.0 to like really push forward into like the identity and the world of what she desires to live in. That's not a dig. That's just me having an honest, my own personal opinion, because the way that she's still just avoiding and not take, like, it's just, you're at 2 then out of 10. You got, and I think she's extraordinarily capable.
Yeah.
No doubt about it.
Absolutely. Okay, hey, what's up, Kenya from Cali? Thanks for joining the chat. So she says,
Cali.
I can't believe you both actually believe that Donovan told Demetrius about the kiss to be honorable. Wow. I do.
Yep, 100%.
I do. 100%. And I could be completely wrong. I don't know these people, but
believe it,
to share,
Kenya. Believe it, because we do.
Feel free to share your thoughts on it, because at that point, Donovan was going to gain nothing. What was it, just to get back at Sabrina, or to like, what would be the purpose, in your opinion, for Donovan to have any alternative reason to share that with his boy? Because I know boys, dudes, I do believe that about
And
men
wouldn't
and
you do that with
brotherhood.
one of your homegirls, Kenya? Like, wouldn't you do the same thing? Wouldn't you make sure that, like,
Just let you know, girl, like we did kiss. It's nothing now. Blah, blah, blah.
like that's camaraderie, right?
I would definitely do that just because I don't want it to come up later and sound like something it wasn't. We kissed. It's over. This was weeks ago, but I'm just letting you know this is what transpired. And that's
Especially in
it.
this place, you got to play ahead of the game because she
Correct.
could
I
have used
would.
that in her own defense to
Yeah.
put it on somebody else. You got to protect yourself in this battle,
Right.
you know?
Yeah. He did the right thing, and that's
That's right.
right. Let's see. I agree with Gus about the telling point. People attacking Donovan for that are very hypocritical. They break their necks telling their friends any whisper they heard, even if it was genuine or not. Yeah, people, if you're gonna talk, say something that matters and makes some damn sense.
Yeah, especially when it's pertaining to this show. What the whole point of the show is.
She
Yes,
said, yes,
get
get
back.
back. Carmen was a part of that disclosure as well. Was she? I'm not surprised. She looked, I don't know, because they do so many cutaways and things. But when they mentioned the kiss, they did cut away to Carmen. She didn't really give me anything that told me she knew too much about it. But if she did, why would she? Oh, Donovan and Carmen were the bone, the messy besties.
I
Ah,
love it. They were, and I enjoyed it thoroughly, and they ended up together. It makes sense. They're like, it's perfect. They were the curveball bone collectors for
yeah.
sure. They sure did.
Now, speaking of bone collectors, I
Okay,
mean, if
come
we're
Jessica.
keeping it
Always got
messy,
piping hot tea. I feel
Jessica
like I
always
need
got
tea
the
right now. Every
tea.
time Jessica pops up, I'm like, where's my tea?
I'm gonna be like Jessica. Mine's right there. Let me,
Where's my
cause
tea?
gotta get the Jessica got the tea.
No, hers is always too heavy and delicious for me to be able to hold it like this. It's like a whole, like, I got it warm, like cupped up to myself, and it's like
You
a
gotta
whole
blow
big
on it because
mug,
it's hot.
like super size. Show off.
I have more info on that drummed up drama Sabrina tried to create with that. He told me if he came early in the process, he would have picked Joy. Then thing one and thing two chimed in, the Golden Girls.
That was
Well,
hilarious.
spill the tea, Jessica. What else happened? Because
Don't
I
doubt us.
I
I'm hungry.
absolutely I believe that that's what was said because three people ain't gonna sit up there and have the same story. And he might have really said that. What's so wrong about that? Is that so bad? Ooh, when I came in, I would have had that. So what if that's what you said? You was coming in the date. Why is he denying it? That's just weird.
The alliances, though, oh, they are fun to watch. Even the ones that are unsaid and unspoken. I just watch in between their eyes and I see them look at each other and like one of my favorite people to watch. Sorry, that subject. To watch this whole reunion was Ace. I fucking loved watching Ace's reaction.
Ace, now Ace, I believe she knows where all the bodies are buried.
She
But
knows
she was too quiet.
all the dirt,
She knows all
all
the
the
tea.
tea,
Ace
the
is who we
bones,
need.
100%.
She gonna clear it out. Ace gonna clear it out.
It was. I really enjoy watching her the whole time. It's just her reactions were so good. You know, she knows something.
Oh, I feel like she knows it all. She knows a lot. And a lot of the time people are like, Ace, tell him what you said. Didn't you tell Ace? Didn't tell him? And she was very selective on what she said and how
Yeah,
she said it because she's not there to
she's
be messy, but
thoughtful.
she's just like, listen.
She's thoughtful. She
Mm.
like this whole season, I went back and forth with Ace because I was like, it's being put. It's like it's turned on too high. The whole like spiritual theme and all that stuff. But I feel like she's just kind of really grounded in her truth
She's
now, and I feel
grounded.
like because every time we saw her authentic self, like we want more of that. Like where's that? Where's that? And we get it. You're on TV. You're trying to figure it out. So I'm not blaming her for that. I was just saying it was hard to
Absolutely.
believe something, you know.
Yeah.
So she just seems so grounded in her truth in that, and we know she's hopelessly in love, and she's happy, and they are such a
I
cute
love
couple, and they're doing
that.
so well and
Tyrone and
communicating.
Ace.
Tyrone and Ace are adorable. We stand that relationship so hard because we know Tyrone from doing these discussions with Sabrina, and we just think Tyrone's an amazing man, and you can just tell that you attract that. Like their likeness makes sense, you know.
Their
It
likeness
makes
makes
sense.
so much sense.
And
Ready to Love. They were both on. They made it happen.
and they were ready.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of, let's talk about Ace.
Ace. It's so funny. I really didn't
So
even
Ace
write
and
much down about her
well, they just
because she
talked
was
about
like
her and
sprinkled
my
in.
boy
Mm-hmm.
Laverne.
Right.
And it was she just even the way she handled that conversation with such elegance and grace. She
She
was like,
did.
"We did talk. We just we were on the same page."
Yeah.
She's not messy, and I love messy, but I also love not messy. You know,
Yeah, because her point wasn't to make Laverne look bad. I think Laverne went through enough on the
like
show
some
where
other
she
tragic messes on the show were trying so hard to make themselves look better.
so hard.
So hard.
Right. So it's like he didn't need any more of that. He's not a bad guy. Is he
And she
everyone's cup
knows
of
that.
tea? No, she knows. Yeah, so there was really no point
But
into making, let's see.
it kind of made me think the way she was like, "We're not looking for the same thing," and made me think, "Oh, well, maybe he's not ready for love. Maybe he just still wants to play." But
Mm-hmm.
then he kept stating that he is, and maybe they just weren't a pair. And it's easier to believe that they just weren't a match because
Yeah.
she seems to be in a really happy relationship. So that would make a lot of sense.
That naturally looks
Um,
like a match.
but it was fun to watch her on that date with him and Laverne, where she was just like smitten, like
Yeah.
just smitten, and it was cute. Because I think that's all they really show with Ace's connections. Although at one time she was a hot topic, but we didn't hear much about that. Like a lot of people were on, she was on a lot of people's radars in the beginning, wasn't she?
Ace?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
but
They
we
were
didn't
like
see
her
much about
energy,
that.
her this,
Hmm.
they didn't
Yeah,
replay all of that. No.
and they all looked so good. Ace looked gorgeous. I loved the dress that she chose. It was like gems and crystals were so beautiful.
Yeah, yes, absolutely. I agree. Her outfit was everything. I think B in the chat said the same. Najee said Precious was attacking Laverne, but nothing she said negated what he said. Precious' statement is no different from Laverne. They owe that man an apology.
Yep.
And I think too that's why we said Ace
And if
gave him some
the
grace,
roles
but yeah,
were
go ahead.
reversed, there'd be a whole different situation happening on the internet and on TV, lawsuits. It's just a really sad time right now that we can't allow each other to be on equal ground and hold each other equally accountable for the way we choose to act.
Yeah, because
Precious
Precious
was
did
out of
go
her damn
hard.
mind, but
She
we knew that from
was
the jump. We knew from the when she came on to be like she's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. She's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. She proved that shit tonight. She is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
and I didn't like that. Was like, yeah, and I said it to your face, narcissist. Da, 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 da. And he's like, I understand. Not everybody's gonna like this, and I'm not for
Love,
everybody. That's the truth.
love,
I
and that's
don't think he
confidence. That's
is
not
this
cockiness.
God complex narcissist. Da, da, da. I don't. I don't have
Nope.
all of that energy towards Laverne,
No.
and that's harsh,
She does, and
especially coming
why?
from her.
Why?
Why?
Why is she so hurt?
Mm.
Why is she so butthurt about Laverne? She has a
Oh,
lot. I mean, if I got not to be an asshole, but to say that if anybody on the show needs therapy, it's her. She really does.
yeah,
It
that
feels like she
she
needs
was
somebody to
turned up
talk
tonight.
to. She needs. I get she's hurt. Probably she's triggered. I get it. I know from her own perspective, everything she's doing is warranted and justified, and that's why I think she needs to talk to somebody so that she can kind of like sort that stuff out. You know what I mean?
Whatever's running underneath
Yeah,
that,
all of
right?
it, all underneath. Like, and it was. I
Because
thought it was really distasteful and disrespectful though when Demetrius was like, "Are you high? Are you drunk?" That was just.
yeah,
That
that
was
was
like.
harsh. That was like, come on,
But I
bro.
kind of expected that from Demetrius a little bit. Like,
And then to act like you were
I don't know
really
why.
serious about that, like, no, but I'm just asking because,
Yeah. Uh, I mean, he was with Sabrina. They're
God,
both professionals at like trying to act like I didn't really say that.
there was so much in that interaction between Precious and Demetrius. I couldn't. That's what I think they exhausted me. I think that exhausted me because I'm like, what is going on here? Precious heat for Laverne was unjustified, but everything she said to and about Demetrius was correct. That man
Yep.
disrespected her character.
Yeah. I don't understand why he could. I agree. I don't understand why he couldn't take accountability for that. I don't understand why he couldn't have been like, "You're right. I didn't know you well enough to say that about you, and I see that it really hurts you, and I'm seeing that it affects you because it's showing and it's really apparent that you're not that person. So I'm sorry that I misjudged you." He could have said that. He
Right.
refused to do it though.
No,
But I'm
because
not surprised with
mm-hmm,
Demetrius though.
mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. I'm not.
Yeah. And
I think he
see,
has more of a god complex than anybody else in the show, especially more than Laverne. Demetrius to me has that kind of gaudy, narcissisty kind of like I'm better than everybody else cockiness. That's just what I gather. You don't feel that?
I do, because this is the thing. It runs underneath the surface. People like
Yep.
that are really, really good at masking it with, I was just saying my truth. I was just saying how I felt. And I'm the one that's the bandwagon leader in the men's lounge and da-da-da. I was just saying, and as that is a part of it, it's not all of it. And that I feel like is what set her off. Like, don't sit up there and try to whatever. Now, this is not to Demetrius' defense, but for Precious to say, I thought they would say, like, wow, she's a light, she has great energy, but you got this. I do think there's space there for her to reflect on her behavior as well. Don't deny, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't the only one that said that. It was only easy for everyone to kind of be like, yeah, because that's the energy you were giving. So there wasn't enough accountability on her end for me either. Some of that rage should have been, get the mirror out, because girl, that pool party was a hot mess, boo. You couldn't have convinced me otherwise. And that's why at that jungle gym situation, you were trying to, I'm not really like that, and I'm really trying, and I really want to prove it, and I didn't forget that. So everybody, and that's why I say she
needs some help, I think. And I'm not being mean, I'm being honest. And here's the thing, is that no doubt she needs to take accountability. We're very, very much on the same page with that.
Yeah.
But Demetrius does as well. All the stuff that we saw was all the things that he was saying and how he was handling it. And he still, edit or not, bro, you were doing it. Just take accountability. And he didn't want to. He was thriving off of it. And you know what? He doesn't have to do anything he doesn't want to, actually.
But this with Demetrius, it gives me that same energy that he's had from the beginning that we saw and called out when he was like, when he's being asked about his infidelity in his last marriage and being like, no, I did all things. I grew, I healed, I did this, I did the work. It's that same cover.
But if you did that work, you probably would have handled this situation much differently. And even in the heat of the moment, but even in the heat of the moment, because I'm like, yeah, but would I be able to be my work self in the heat of the moment of that situation? Actually, yes, because I would know what I'm getting into with that, and I would already be ready to be my higher self. You know what I'm saying? And take accountability. Yes. And I would see how crazy this person is.
And I
wouldn't back down or any of those other things. I would still have everyone being held accountable for their actions. But I would give her what she needed, because it's obvious that she believes that. And it's obvious from the show that she believes a lot of things that aren't real. So I get it.
And I'd rather let you have that than sit up here and like tip you off and be going in this argument, which it was just too much.
Too much.
You want to read this one?
Yes, from Kenya, from Cali, Widow Kenya. Paul dissed her at the same party. She was too drunk to remember how everyone was looking at her that day.
That's just the reality of things. It definitely is. I thought it would just be, wow, a big personality and a light, baby. That's two
one more time,
energies, mamas.
Just get some help. Genuinely get some help. Seriously, like,
we all need
that would be really beneficial to you.
Yeah.
I thought Demetrius showed her respect by saying, if that's the life you want, that's not for me.
And see, he's really good at sprinkling in truth with these undercurrents of agitation.
Slaps in the faces.
Yeah, exactly.
He knows what he's doing.
Right.
But I'm with you on that, Kenya. I think
Absolutely.
That's enough to say too. I don't think he owes her anything.
Yeah.
It's fine for him just to be like, if that's just not for me. It's really simple.
And that's so fair.
But the fact that he couldn't apologize, but realizing that that didn't work for her the way that he handled it, calling her something that was obviously very triggering, that was kind of which I kind of might see where he's coming from on that, because when you see a person that claims victim all the time, it's kind of like, I'm not going to be a part of your support system to let you live this victim flag.
Yeah, he had that energy too. Like, yeah.
So
there was so much going on in that argument between them. I don't know. Precious came off completely different. Like when you go through flashbacks, as we did through the whole show, She just seems almost like a completely different person. Like the woman who was popping off and like B and B and that and you and I'm all of that. I wasn't getting that energy in the beginning. It was just a lot. That was a lot. That was a lot. Jessica says, people wouldn't have checked out on what Precious was saying if she could have calmed down. Yes. It's like a toddler whining. You just stop listening at some point. Yeah, you got to be able to.
Maybe.
Sorry, Boo, you're frozen. You do have to be able to communicate in a healthy way at some point. Okay, he'll come back. I agree with you, Jessica. You got to be able to communicate in a healthy way, or else it's really hard to receive what you're saying. And with all that going on, it just made her look worse. It made her look a little more crazy, a little less ready to love by popping off like that. It was just a lot. And I was disappointed. I don't think she's gonna, look at that and really like what she sees. I wouldn't, but whatever. Kenya, Nashi says that Kenya from Cali, Precious was drunk and on one, but to me, she didn't give that energy until when she was drunk. So it was unfair to label her as something else when you can see they are not themselves. But isn't that what being a party girl is kind of though? It's like, that's kind of like the problem. It's like you show up as one person, then you get too drunk and you're all over the place and letting people touch your ass and then hollering about pets. And your skirt is up. It's just got real. I really don't know any men who want to wife that type of energy. Well, and that's because it's unsafe. You know what I'm saying? I can't take you nowhere type of a.
Well, that's kind of the thing too. It's like you seem to see how she's crazy. So like feed into her crazy, be like, yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. You're not a party person. You know what I mean? Like feed into her crazy just to like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and see, there's different points of view because Najee says to me, a party girl is that way all the time. But to me, a party girl is what she exemplified. You might be normal and cool, but then when you drink too much, you're blah, blah, blah. To me, that's a party girl. I don't think a party, and see, this is just a difference in opinions, and this is why people read things differently. I think she gave that energy off. And to be honest, I recognize it because I remember being in my early 20s and damn near acting the same. I was different when I was tipsy. I wasn't necessarily, we're not the same, but it's still different.
I don't know, because she's still crazy. Like, I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that. No. She's still on one when she's sober. Like, there's a lot of episodes when she's not on one that we know of, at least, or drinking, and she's still on one. Like, so that I think that's kind of she dances that line. But I hear what you're saying. Not all party girls are always turned up. They are just at the party. But she just seems to be on one all the time.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's Jessica says she is falling into his narrative of her, though, whether it's false or not, by her actions. She appeared erratic and unhinged. So she just, by doing all of that, thinking she was telling somebody something, you only made what he was saying more apparent and justified. Even though it's just...
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, right, so it's a lot. It's a lot.
Who else have we checked off the list that we've talked about? So we talked about Precious enough, I think.
Yeah, and we talked about it. So why don't we talk a little bit about Dakia? Because I think this is a really big chunk.
I would love that.
An arch of the show. I don't like the way everyone is so comfortable treating Dakia like this. I don't like the way. So there's so many things, right? I don't like the way she was treated in the reunion. I do feel like she was ganged up on in a particular way. There was a lot of side comments. There's a lot of side eye. But I can also understand there has got to be a lot that we're not seeing. Because let's start with her in the Eric situation.
Okay. I just want to start with this disclaimer off. With the start with the disclaimer.
Right. So you got a disclaimer because we love some Dakia, but damn it, what is going on?
I loved and I stand Dakia this whole season, but this reunion, my feelings changed a little bit.
Talk to me because I'm struggling because we love her and I love, but it's just a lot. there was a lot going on with Takia. I don't like it for her. There was just a lot going on.
I'm concerned that she might be kind of like Precious in the sense of she's not in tune with the reality that she's putting off.
Mm.
I
Mm.
I I'm gonna say it. I'm Team Eric.
I'm okay.
The
Do
way
tell.
that Takia has put herself out there numerous times to other men, we saw clips of it from the whole show. Everything out. Ooh, touching me. Clifton and her. How do you feel about sex before marriage? Yes, please. It would be real. I'm Team Eric. I think it'd be really hard to have gotten that wrong. I really genuinely
Mm.
think what she puts out there was more than enough cause for him to be like, well, we're here, we're kissing. You put it out there, we're here. And I've kind of said this before in the past, I
You
think.
did.
But
Mm-hmm.
like, yeah, I think I'm a little. I'm just gonna say. I guess I'm Team Eric from what I saw when it comes to that altercation. How do you feel?
It was really, really, really hard to watch. And yes, I am big with the disclaimer because, again, I want to be sensitive when I'm talking about a woman who says she was improperly touched by a man. I don't want to downplay that. However, when I watch Eric's demeanor, I do think he was kinder than he needed to be, because there's a lot that's not being said when really he want to be like, girl, you done like stop playing because we did this and that. Like,
She's put him through the
what's really going on?
ringer.
And
His
and
whole
there's
probably career, his life probably was at stake with the way that she was making accusations, and then
mm,
to be like,
because
oh, but yeah, I would have appreciated that sooner. I was like, girl.
and he was like, how much sooner than the night of?
She's like,
And
what? And still she had no rebuttal. I was just like, that's when I was like,
girl, like,
Takia.
what is
What's
this?
going on, boo? What's going on? What's going on?
Yeah. And I do think Eric handled that situation very well, the way he spoke, because Eric said he shouldn't have done what he did because he
Yeah, he
wants
took
to
full
give her that.
accountability.
He took full accountability, and he's
Whether
definitely
he meant it
pointed
or
out
not,
what we
I don't
thought,
know. I don't know if he meant it or not. I think he was possibly
doing what
being a
he's supposed to be
politician and
doing.
saying what he was
Mm-hmm.
supposed to say and do,
Mm-hmm.
because I felt like he knew he was there was no escape for him. That
But he had to
he was
follow
in a
up,
corner.
and he had to follow up with the truth. Like, no, I don't think I misread the connection, actually. I don't think I did. And so that was fair. And I like how he counterbalanced that with that, because
Yeah.
he gave her what she needed, like out of common courtesy, but he didn't abandon himself and his truth in that. Thank God. Because I
Yep.
think it gives a lot of context to the situation that was missing. And we were getting a little bit, we were on Sabrina's show, and they were talking about the text messages and all this and that. And he really feels like she was embarrassed. And yeah, when you kissing on a man and this and that, all the talk that she was doing, this and that, I can absolutely see how he did not feel like he was misreading anything. And I do think that she was embarrassed.
It would be really different if she was the different type of personality we've seen from somebody else, like Ace. If she had the personality of what we've seen from Ace,
Right.
I would have been like, Eric done lost his fucking mind. What the hell is he doing? But like,
Right.
she has been very openly and forwardly sexual
About
and
like vaginas
sexualized and
and deep throating
everything,
and all the stuff.
So
Yeah.
it was just it,
So it's like, you want me
it
to touch you,
doesn't
you
add
don't want it, you're
up.
here for it, you're not here for it. It seemed like, and
You're
then a
here
lot
for
of
when it's
people,
convenient for you. That's scary. That's
I
frightening.
don't, yeah, it is. And a lot of people,
I wouldn't feel safe with somebody like that.
yeah, yeah. And there were some people beefing on Twitter about, oh, and Joy hugged him after. That's what I'm saying. I think that the cast knows a little bit more about that. And it's just kind of like, it ain't need to be all that. My bad, Eric. Like, that sucks that you went through that.
I'm Team Joy till I die.
Yeah,
There's something about her. I
Joy
just
has
believe
no
everything she
problem.
does and says.
Yeah, because
And if she's popping off on Takia, she knows some shit and she's fed up.
She don't like
And
it.
I know that some of y'all are talking about how him cussing was out of context. I agree. Like, it's probably something I would regret if I did as well. But y'all got to imagine the pressure that he's been under for the circumstance, and he's trying to be cordial and take the high road and do what he's supposed to do, and she's still not letting it go and trying to paint him in this picture. I would probably lose my temper enough like that too, essentially. You know, like that's a lot, especially from someone that's kind of being delusional. Have y'all dealt with delusional people who try to make you look bad when they're trying to play victim? That's intense.
And then you
That's
keep
intense.
going with
I've
it.
been
And
there.
I don't like it. I think that's
He should
all
refrain
too
from
much.
cussing. Oh, sorry, you just put that up.
Yeah,
He
I
shouldn't
put
come
it
off
up
as
because you said it.
sincere,
Yeah.
but he made a mistake. He shouldn't be crucified for it. Right.
And he said all of
Right.
that. I'm Team Eric and Dakia. Her main issue revolved around him lying about what happened and trying to make her a Shiloh. Did he lie though? Because on the show right away he was like, I made somebody uncomfortable, so I'm gonna eliminate myself. So where's the lie?
Yeah, what did he lie about? Because I don't recall him lying about anything either.
Yes, this is the
Dakia
thing.
is all about appearances. She was embarrassed. He should have apologized right then and then there though, but he wasn't assaulted. I genuinely believe he didn't realize it was such a big deal.
I believe
Y'all
that
saw
too. When you're out and about, it's just kind of like,
but
even
you
if he
also
was
seen
like,
how she acted previously too.
yeah, yes,
She's not been shy. You know,
right,
she's
right.
I would have had no idea. None. And yes, I agree. I think it's all about appearance for her. I think it's all about her brand. And that's why I think that's why the guys that we talk with Sabrina on are like, she's auntie, because there is that lack of like rawness. It's like it's branded and it's trying to be perfect all the time. And I thought that was genuine until this episode. Until this episode, I'm kind of like, okay, it's a little contrived. It's feeling a little forced to be so perfect and proper.
Yeah.
And we saw that she has control issues when it comes to dating and everything, especially the last couple episodes, right? Where it's like, oh, she likes to control too much. We talked about it. Is she open enough to really receive love? And she says that she has now. That's awesome. But I got to get one thing off my chest. I got to get one thing off my chest.
Go.
When they showed that footage of her and Clifton in her dance studio, and he lifted her with his strong, muscular, supple arms, her left toe, she was sickling.
Oh my God.
Y'all don't know what
She's not
sickling
really
is?
a dancer.
Sickling is that she wasn't pointing correctly. So if I can, okay, so let me try to give him my foot.
Break it down, dancer.
Wait,
in case y'all don't
where's
know,
my
Gus
leg?
is
Wait,
a
where is it?
world-renowned, famous dancer, honestly.
Hang on.
People used to
so,
melt.
I can't do it. Hang on. Hang on. I can't get it. So if you're pointing I can't without it. I can't do it with a foot. Anyways, her toe, her foot,
because it's like in modeling.
It was like this. This is called sickling.
Yeah.
Her foot was like this. It was sickling. So I thought to myself, you own a dance studio.
But you're not a dancer.
But that has to be it then. Yeah. Like a dancer would never sickle.
Especially
a dancer
on television. Yeah.
would never sickle. Like that foot should have been, God, I really wish I could understand this. It should have been up. Her foot should have been up. Like this. That's
it's almost like
pointing,
that in
you're
modeling
pointing up
too.
and out.
Right.
You know? But it was
to create the line.
That's sickling.
Yeah.
That was really
bent,
really hard for me to watch. I mean, I used to
I'm so sorry you would
judge dance competitions all around the country, and I used to have to like critique these kids for hours at a time. So when I see sickling, I get triggered. Yeah.
Gosh.
Anyway, if you're not dancing, you're not going to get it. You'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Now that you're saying
yeah, of course you would. That's the first thing I was like, oh!
Yeah.
Oh!
If it was modeling, I would have saw it like, girl, you need to get them lines together because we can't have that now. Let's go to this. Kenya from Cali says, I don't respect or appreciate that Eric man. I think you mean Eric, right? Cursing her out, so nasty and weak. But that's why I'm saying there's so much more under it. My opinion is that, yeah, you're not going to do me like Phil. What happened with Phil last season? I think he was.
That's how
I think he was.
Too.
Yeah, I think he was holding back. So the little cussing he did, I think
he was trying to avoid the lawsuit that Phil was still in.
Ugh.
Yeah. Exactly. Unless they're done, but like Phil's still dealing with repercussions of that.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, so I just wouldn't. That's a tough one because you do have to defend yourself.
B.
Yeah.
Put her. I used to watch Dance Moms
Oh, you can see the comments now. Good.
because it's on my laptop. I just
Oh,
realized
okay,
that in this
perfect.
episode.
I love it. And I'm not trying to be mean about Takia. Even she has her walls up, and that means you aren't being your authentic self, and it's hard for people to connect with you then. And I think that's what a lot of people are seeing and picking up on when it comes to her. And I get the branding. You have a kids dance studio, blah blah blah. There's certain things you can't do, and then also, you know, you guys were on Sabrina's show, Sabrina's Soul,
I
and
understand that.
Kojo from Little Black Book was kind of talking about she doesn't blend. And now when I look at what's happening with this, I get the non-blending aspect of what he was seeing and saying, in the sense that when you are putting on
It's hard
with
to
the
like it.
sexual, yeah, with the sexual part, for example, it's either that you're that or you're not. But if you're
Yeah.
putting it on to be funny and to be quippy and to get sound bites and da-da-da, but you're not
Yeah.
about that life, then it just doesn't, something doesn't blend with that. And it's still
I
putting
don't
on its
know.
facade. It's like marketing. I don't know. It's like not
I
all
don't
the
know
way
if
honest.
I mean, she was very sexual in her talks. I don't think she's worried about brand, actually, even the more I think about it. She said a lot of shit. I'm not sure she should be worried about it. She was worried about her brand, but now maybe she is, so it's a little weird, you know?
Yeah, but you know, talk and action are two different things. And apparently, you know, we're seeing that in what unfolded. And that's why it was confusing, because it's like, oh, you talk it, but you don't walk it. My bad.
Yeah.
I thought that you was, you know what I'm saying? Something isn't gelling
Yeah.
right there.
Mm-hmm.
Because it wouldn't have happened like that. A woman who is, well, I don't want to say, because I'm not trying to, I don't know. I don't even want to go there because it's just such a
I think we're
sensitive
done with that
thing.
conversation.
Yeah, it's just so,
It's,
I felt bad. So what did you feel about, since we're on Zakiya, because I'm sorry, this reunion done tore her up. I do think she handled it well, but she was getting like,
I think she
Joy is done with
deserved
her.
it, to be honest with you, though. I think she deserved it. And
Let's
not
talk
that
about that.
I always feel so bad saying shit like that, but I do think it was kind of warranted. How about that?
A little bit.
Better. That's more of a, it's more of an on
Made you
brand
feel
for me
better?
thing to say.
Yeah.
It was warranted. Yes. Does, really does. It was warranted. I think, you know, because we talked about this a lot. Like, right? How was Takia so blind to it? To me, without saying it, I think Joy and Clifton were like, we were doing what the show was telling us to do. How did you fall for this shit?
You know, you know me, I'm always layered.
Why did she say, wow, what'd I do, Kenya?
What I do, Kenya?
I don't know.
You know, I can see both sides of this thing. And this is sometimes where it's really hard for me to discuss things with such conviction, because I can see both sides so much that I don't know if I have a firm stance right now. And when I was on AfterBuzz TV, they would really want me, like, you got to pick a side. I'm like, damn, but it's hard because, you know, I want to get on with one side or the other, but this is what I'm seeing. And when we look more at the other dates that Takia had with Clifton, and she was right. She never denied that she didn't see with she never denied she didn't see what Clifton and Joy had and all this and that. But all of these little clips that we're getting, Clifton is still acting like he's on the fence. And I just really don't think it would have killed the guy to say outright. And then even for Joy, I get her side, but to be like, how much more obvious did it need to be? And I understand, but sweetie, your man, he should have, it wouldn't have killed him to open his mouth. Just be like, this is what's going on. This is the choice I've made, and say it with his mouth. There's something verbal there. So I do think Joy was kind of right. Like, what did you concoct kind of like in your head? Like, you made a situation bigger than it was. And so I just understand how both sides were like tripping out. I understand how Takia felt. I do feel like Clifton should have said something to her with his words. But I also feel like it's like, yeah, like you said, everybody knew from the beginning it was.
That's hard because it's like, well, it's kind of like, I want you to be grown. I want you to be like grown folk and be like, talk about it, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, if we're grown, it doesn't need to be said. That's
It
the
does,
part. That's
though.
why
I
I'm like,
can't. I have to. For me,
I don't know. I think, oh, I'm kind of
to me,
because
it has to.
because it is concerning. Because it's concerning the fact that she still went down that rabbit. See, that's what I'm trying to say, y'all. Yes, I am
I
cold
get
blooded, but thank you, Stephanie Johnson. Keep going.
a
I
handsome
appreciate
cold
that.
blade.
I'm a Scorpio, Steph. If that makes sense, because I'm a Scorpio. You might be like, oh, okay, that's just who he is. Um, because it's frightening that you could concoct this whole story in your head. And Joy said that she was like, a story you made up. And as we were watching, we felt this way this whole season. We were like, I mean, I was giving you the credit to production. I was like, oh, this is just produced to make sure that Clifton and
And to
Joy have somebody
her,
else to talk to,
I
and
thought
for
she was playing
her,
along. Yeah.
and I thought she was playing around because she's a smart, intelligent woman, right? And Sabrina was supposed to be more transparent, but Clifton's big self can skate by.
That's what I'm saying. He
Well,
should have. I'm with you,
I
Kenya.
hear what
I'm
you guys are
sorry.
saying
Like,
too, but
as
here's
an
the thing.
adult, we're
Here's the
so
thing with
adult, right?
Sabrina. Well, that's both of them feel so adult. That's my problem with it. I feel like they both are very adult. It's very adult to have the conversation and be like, this isn't going anywhere, right? And
Correct.
it's very adult to not have to have the conversation when you see people basically in love and married. And that's the whole point, is they saw that from the jump, right? And Sabrina's different,
They,
Kenya. Sabrina didn't have that person. Like Joy and Clifton are a whole different situation, right? Than
yeah.
Sabrina. That's not they're that you can't be mad at me for trying to, because you can't compare that. That's a whole different narrative.
But then when you talking about pancakes in the morning and you're not gonna be wearing this and that, I'm sorry, Clifton
Oh,
was doing a little bit too much to
Clifton was
be.
playing. He deserves an
Boy,
award
you should
because
have said something. It's really
I
simple.
guarantee you that was production. I guarantee you that was production because it felt, and this is gonna be my point, and listen to this and listen closely, just so that I
Are
can
you
feel
and
like I
Jessica on
sting
the
y'all's
same page?
anger.
Yeah.
Hold up, but it was really, 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 really easy for Clifton to turn on for Dakia. He even said, I was able to do this in front of Dakia's date.
And
I
I
wish I
couldn't
could
do
have done
it.
that in front of Joy.
I caught that.
It's because when you're not into somebody and you're doing it for the tit and the tat and for a TV show, it's easy. But when you're feeling for somebody, it's hard. And
Right.
that's why when he did it, he couldn't be that touchy and lovey-dovey with Joy, with her date. And he's in that process of recognizing that, like, shit, if I'm this free with somebody I don't want to be with, this is who I want to be with, I need to do these things and be this free. I rest my case.
Yeah, but that's something that we got in a collection of clips. I don't know if that's something we would have been able to catch and see up close and personal. I just understand where Dakia is coming from, and I understand where both sides are coming from, but I do think Clifton should have sat her down and said something. And then for him to be like, well, I never said we were gonna walk down the yellow brick road. I cannot stand when guys do that bullshit. I can't
here's the
stand
thing.
it. No, so
I
then
know
don't
you hate
talk.
that.
Like she said, then leave me
You.
alone.
No, here's
It's
the
not
thing.
about
What
being
he's saying by
triggered.
that,
It's about being
no,
an adult.
no, what he's saying by that is be aware of where our conversations are going. Our
No, because she
conversations were
said
never
that he
going
was
down the
talking,
road of being serious.
and
Our
she said that they
conversations
were
were all
talking
about
about deep
flirtatious and sexual
things.
innuendos. Their
But
stuff was all based on sex and flirtation. There was no future talk. There was no substance with what they did and where they went. That's facts. And if y'all watch their dates, you'll see that.
She said when they were talking on the phone almost every day, which is not something you do when you have a girlfriend, right? Why are you talking to another woman every day about deep things if you're so decided? He left that door open for, I believe she was genuinely confused. And that happens when you don't speak up. And I even think as a man, for a service to Joy, just on GP, tell the other girl it's a no for you. He could have even did that for Joy. Even if he didn't want to do that for Dakia or never said this and never said that, fine. But to solidify what you wanted to do with Joy and just to make sure nobody was confused, he could have even did it then. But I agree with both sides. I get how it was so obvious and this and that, but that's what I'm saying. I can't, it's both for me because I just see it too much. And so if
Kenya,
it's coming
I
up
watched
like
this whole
that,
season. We've been talking about it, and if you watch the back of our other episodes, I was convinced the whole time that they were doing that for production purposes. I thought the Kia was in on it. I thought she was very
I thought
aware,
she was in on it
like,
too.
because she said it many times that Joy and
She's
Clifton are together.
she
So I
started
thought that they
her,
were
yeah.
just fulfilling the obligations. And you'll hear if you watch our other episodes how we've been really frustrated this season because it just seems very overproduced. Like there's no authenticity in it. It just feels like what we wish that they would do is cultivate and nurture the relationships when they start, how they start authentically. So like if they could have
Yes.
just focused on Joy and Clifton, knowing they wanted to be together, and we could just watch that, that's what we want to see. We're grown people watching the show. We want to
Yes.
see real shit. But production came in and had their hand. That's what I'm trying to say. So yes, to your to yes. Clifton, the way he handled it tonight, he could have handled it better.
I
No
just
doubt.
that's all I'm saying. Yeah.
No doubt
I
about it.
think
I think he was trying to appease his girl Joy. I think he was just trying to be on like with her. But you guys, I guarantee you it was all produced. I guarantee you they both knew it was all for production. But the Kia did cry, so I know it was
that's
hurtful
what I'm
to her.
saying.
But that concerns me though. The
Jeez.
Kia, you're up in your feelings, feeling all these different ways, and this other man has none of that for you and is about to move in with somebody. But you had this whole narrative and imaginary story going. That's frightening.
I really think the
As an
tears for
adult,
her.
as a grown adult, that's frightening to be in that predicament. Not as a 20-year-old, not in your early 30s. That's normal because it happens all the time to us. But to be a grown adult and be that invested,
But
that's
I don't,
concerning.
she
Okay.
wasn't crying because she didn't get Clifton. It's the disrespect. It's the fact
Yeah,
that you can
of
be,
course.
it's the fact that you can be all up in my face and just not treat me like a regular ass friend. Just tell me something. It's
How come she's not feeling the
disrespectful
same way about Powell? How come she doesn't feel the same way about Paul
because
using her the
they
whole time to get
never
to the
had
end? Why
anything
aren't we
to
talking
do.
about that?
Because they
Oh,
never
well,
had
production was
anything.
trying to make us think that they did,
No,
but they
but
were trying to
she's
make us believe that. Were they
every
not?
every conversation that Dakia had with PO, she was very clear about it being friend vibes. It wasn't the same. She never talked about PO the way she did about Clifton, not once. And you're right,
I
Kenya.
don't think if
Yes,
they were just
Joy
friend
did
vibes, they would have
tell.
brought them to the end for us just to realize they were going to be friends. They were very calculated in how they made sure that they pretended that there was interest there. It was never clear or not if they were just friends or romantic.
I didn't get
They were
that.
pushing the narrative like they were going toward a romantic relationship and they were getting to know each other. It was produced. It was produced.
And yes,
And we know that they weren't together. I know that's not what I'm saying. But the point is like if we're gonna be mad about production producing one thing, we have to hold the other thing in the same standard, is what I'm trying to say.
oh, Najee said Clifton gonna cheat on Joy just like he did for all his other exes. He is not a prize. Ooh, Najee. I don't know.
I don't
He
agree.
seems really whipped. He seems.
I said it before. This is what he needs to get over that cheating hump. He needed somebody that he couldn't have there on demand. He needed to go outside of his normal comfort zone to get what he wants, to be with where he wants to be. And he's doing that. And that's why it's working. And that's why she's being like, I'm actually going to stop working now so I can be there for him.
I knew
They
she
ain't
was
going
going to do
nowhere,
that.
Najee.
I knew
They're
she was
there.
going to make adjustments
You
to
gonna
her
be when they have
music
their baby
career.
next year and they're together still. They ain't going nowhere. Well, that's the thing. She's an artist, so if like she's also
I
an
knew
older
she was going to
artist.
do
So
that.
if Clifton can
Because
provide
that's
for
what
them
you
without
do
her
when
having to
you
work,
find your
yeah,
man.
100%. It's real easy.
Jessica, well
Jessica.
said. Stevie Ray and Susan could see Joy and Clifton's connection. Even all the other cast saw it and stayed off. Dakia on her own island, she let herself down Heartbreak Road. She did.
Yep.
She did.
Yeah.
And that's what had Joy so hot. Like everybody
Thank
knew
you
from the
for being
beginning it was
another
Clifton and
cold-blooded
Joy.
person up in here, Jessica. Thank you.
It's not about being cold-blooded. There's just more nuances than one road, one thing. It's just more than that. So did she lead herself down the road to heartbreak? Yes.
She did.
But did she also deserve a conversation because of other things? Yes. Was Joy also right? Yes, there's just so many more colors than That's just how I see things. I can never just be like, because I can see
Can we put that
more than just that.
Can we put unknown one on there, please? Thank you very much. Someone
Where
calling it out like it's. I
I'm
think it was
I'm
all
so
produced.
behind. There's so many. I wanted to
And you're the
see.
moderator. Unknown one says, I think it was all produced, but of course they can't say that on television. Yes. First of all, we never saw tears on the screen. Yeah. Najee, Joy, and Jagged Edge was ganging up.
Okay, now the oyster date. What that Zakiya was in on it, but she didn't deserve what Joy and Clifton did tonight. That's what. It's just a lot of nuances. It could have been more sensitive. Joy didn't need to be as aggressive. And I understand she didn't like what she was saying, but she got her man already. Like, you already won. You got the man. It's like, I don't know why you're so hot.
Yeah. No,
You
I
know?
agree with you guys. I think they went harder than they needed to, but with the amount of delusional Zakiya was living through, I'm calling her delusional
It was
Zakiya right now.
frustrated. It was frustrating.
It was
her.
frustrating and
I
necessary
understand
because
that.
when I watch somebody, when I deal with delusional people all the time, and after a while, I can't be nice and I gotta fucking stick it to them, and then they cry, but then they actually get better because they actually had someone slap them out of the fucking fantasy land. You know,
Yeah, I like to dabble in the nuances of things because I don't think things are cut and dry. When you're dealing with people's emotions and the way they understand, you can have cut and dry and like be right all day or see so clearly, but that's just not going to ever get to the root of people's issue because you're just missing so many colors. Even if, so I don't know. Najee says Clifton should have said he's ending it. Not saying anything is not an admission of the situation. He probably uses the same rhetoric to justify why he's cheated on all his exes. And then Kenya said earlier, I think Joy asked him to have a conversation with Zakiya and he never did. So I get it. I get why everybody's frustrated. Clifton didn't have much to say, boy. He was like, let these girls handle it. He wasn't about to get in there and say, sure. He was kind of just like, no. He kind of sit back and let Joy
yep.
Wow.
He knew his place.
Yeah, because it's just, it would have got messy for no reason. What's this? What kind of tea is Jessica? Zakiya was saying slid comments behind the scenes. Oh, and it got back to Joy.
That's what it was. Thank you.
Okay.
I knew something was missing.
Thank you. There's a lot we're not seeing. What it was. Absolutely. Okay, yeah, I don't.
And I remember watching it and seeing that too. And she was
comments
like,
on IG.
Yeah,
okay,
100%, 100%.
Yeah. So yeah, there was more context to Joy wanting to basically get up and pop up
get it all,
her
like
head.
read her delusional ass. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like after a while, you kind of have to be like, stop living in this illusion that you're living in because you're messing it up for everybody else. Because we're good. You're the only one that's messed up.
Right.
Unknown one.
Yes. Oh, very produced. Kenya, I think Clifton is all in on Joy. He's not going to mess this up. I would really hope not. It seems like he is very soft.
He's not
to that.
Y'all gotta, sometimes it takes a couple to figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You grow, and he.
Joy also makes it a very easy space to continue to grow with somebody. You can tell that you can just tell that it's easy for them to continue growing. Clifton cheated on that mother of his children. He gonna cheat. Oh, no. Najee is so bent. Najee, you are so bent. You love it. You love it so much.
I want to believe.
So bad.
I want to
believe. Will you stop cursing them with your voodoo spells, Najee? Stop it. It's not nice. That's gonna come back to you.
Oh my god. So Gus is Joy. Makes sense. I have to respect the difference in temperament and purview. Yeah.
Kenya, first of all, Kenya, I love you because you've been on here and you've just been like speaking your mind, and I appreciate it, and I hear you, and I see you, and I respect you for being the way that you are too. So that's the fun part about this, though. We can just be ourselves and just be like, oh, that's just how you are. Okay.
Yeah. You're different. Oh, you side with that. I see how you rock. Yeah.
Cool. Instead of trying to cancel each other. God, I can't.
Clifton.
Oh, here we go, Jessica, with some sipping hot tea.
Clifton did not cheat on his exes, y'all. I have proof he answered my question in an IG Live. One of his marriages was annulled because she cheated with an ex. Maybe that's why he has all of those trust triggers. He
Look
don't
at you,
like that.
Najee. Look at you, Najee, going hot, and you don't know what you're talking about, Najee. What really happened to you, Najee? Who cheated on you? Who do I need to cut? I'll cut him for you, Najee.
Gus,
Hmm.
joy makes it easy for Clifton to continue to grow. Well said. He's
She,
hooked
she really
because
does.
that energy is
And
there.
he does with her too. He makes her
Yeah,
feel safe. Y'all, I'm
which
telling
is
you,
insane.
I am manifesting something very similar to what they have. Very similar,
Yes.
because that type of love, that type of connection, that type of ease, that type of communication, that type of passion, that type of
Freedom.
attraction, that
Ooh.
type of desire, freedom, likeness, making things work, pushing beyond boundaries and barriers because they don't exist when you're in love is what I'm calling into. And that is exactly what Joy has done in her alchemy. And it's so awesome to watch.
And I love what she said, and I might not quote it correctly, but it went back to that really tender part that she had in the last episode, that when you're really ready and you believe, I love that she specified the person for you is going to see it.
Yep. It's going to hear you.
Yes, it's going to, I mean, that just resonated so deeply.
I get chills through my whole body.
Doesn't it just make sense?
Oh, I love it. It's so good.
That's so good. It feels good. It feels real. I'm here for it. And it invigorates my own personal excitement. Like, I know what that means for my heart. I know what that means for the connection coming from me. I hear it in the ethers, if that makes sense.
Oh my God.
Without even,
so
you know what
clear.
I mean?
It's felt, it's heard, it's understood, it's clear. And when all those pieces of the ingredients of alchemy are put together is when it forms existence in reality.
Yes.
I keep doing all these ugly ass dance moves. People are gonna really
not
going to believe you that what I used to actually do for a living for
like Gus is a professional famous dancer.
That's okay.
Everybody used to be in love with him. It was crazy. Gus has the best moves ever. He's my best friend, but I'm a fan. When he starts moving, I'm like,
see this, she liked the shoulder. She liked the shoulder.
Yes, Jessica, you're speaking my language. Clifton and Joy are best friends and lovers. That's the best kind of relationship, in my opinion. I completely agree. It's something just like what you say, Gus, when you see them as the artist perspective. When it comes to that best friend, I mean, I know we all want that, but that like really hits me because I love to kick it. We gotta be friends.
I gotta be able to have my foul, potty, Scorpio, really mean mouth on, and you gotta laugh at me. My best friends do. That's how I know it's okay.
Like,
they'd be like, "You are crazy," and I'm like, "I know."
I know.
And then I'll come back with something and be like, say something really loving. It's very bipolar, but that's okay. That's kind of how I roll. I'm into it.
Yeah, but it's the most beautiful combination. Balance. There you go. Because it's not malicious. It's just Gus. Yes. Chills. Yes. That's the type of partnership and tender love I want to manifest for me in my life.
Oh, yeah, you are.
Say that,
You
Kenya.
are. You better go off, Kenya. You are. And you are.
Girl,
I look forward to hearing about this in the
yes,
next 8 months. You're about to meet somebody in 8 months, Kenya. The next 8 months, you're going to have that. You're going to be like, I found it, y'all. And be like, I knew you were going to. You deserve it.
Let that magic work. Ooh, I know we're all feeling it right now. And I love the authenticity of that. I can feel that. And I'm really excited for us.
Can I say something real quick? Because it's really important. And I forgot to almost. Speaking of all this manifestation and alchemy, yo, you guys, right now, get ready for my witchy vibes. It's really important to watch the way that you cultivate your reality with your thoughts and your words. Like, more than ever, this energy that is happening right now, I am telling you, be very thoughtful in how you speak, what you say, how you feel, what you do, because you have the potential to make that shit instant. It's here. It's tangible. I'm just letting you know, okay?
I'm living it.
So Kenya, you keep doing that. Well, she's doing it. Literally, Jaimi's doing it.
I'm living
it's coming.
It's wild. But I'm very specific and very clear and very aware of the season that we're in. I believe it, and it's nuts. and I'm enjoying it all.
Unknown one. Hold up. What did unknown one say? Something about Pisces?
Pisces and Scorpio.
Yeah.
Is that who's the Pisces and who's the Scorpio? Is that
I know Scorpio Pisces are soulmates.
Joy and Clifton? Who's the Pisces? Is Clifton a Pisces? Man.
Gus can sympathize with Joy because Scorpios and Pisces are on the same wave. I'm a Scorpio also, and I saw nothing wrong with shit. Is Joy a Pisces? That would make a lot of sense. She feels like a Pisces. She feels like a Pisces.
I don't know if she's the Pisces.
People do that all the time.
Scorpio.
They're like, oh, she's not. Huh?
Oh.
I wonder. Can we look it up right now? B, are you in there?
Fill us in.
I know B will do it. She's quick. Jessica, you already probably know.
Yes, do it, girl. Hit me up. We should be swap.
Yeah.
We gonna swap stories by then, girl.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Just stay present. Stay being clear. Keep feeling it. No.
Stay
Expect
excited.
it, but don't look for it. It's that
it's
really
already yours. That's
magical fine line. Just know that it's already yours, so you don't have to anticipate it. Right? It's just the knowing. You can walk with that knowing every day, knowing it's gonna come because it's your it's what else would it be? This is your life. This is what you want. Just keep staying in that space.
Yes. Wow. Yes, I feel it, Gus. When I'm driving, I feel a beautiful shift and being grateful for the now. And oh, the now is so good. It's orgasmic. Ooh.
It's literally orgasmic the now right
now.
Go
off.
Yes.
It really is. Oh, Clifton's a Sag. Is that okay?
Oh.
So Gus, you're the Scorpio that's understanding, but Clifton is a Sag and she's a Pisces. I can see
she's a Pisces.
That. Okay.
I can totally Pisces.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at that. Joy is she's the Rihanna type Pisces because you got the Miley's, like my sister, the little sometimes
no,
they
she's
can
not
be
like Miley, yeah.
No. Yeah,
no,
she's like a
Miley,
Rihanna.
Yeah.
She's the Rihanna
100%.
Pisces.
Yep. Yeah, no, some water signs like in Sagittarius can work really well together. I mean, if y'all know anything about astrology, you got to know a whole chart, right?
Of course, because we're all the signs.
Like for me, I'm not compatible with Sagittarius when it comes to love. One of my best friends is Sagittarius, but I am not compatible with Sagittarius when it comes to love. We just operate from completely. My Venus is also Capricorn and Sagittarius. Oh man, actually, I have friends that are Sag and Cap, and they work really well together. I don't know. I don't. I think
but don't forget ascendants. Really,
for me.
Yeah,
I think my Cancer. It's my Cancer that's really hard to understand and deal with a Sagittarius. It's just too much. I think I need something else.
Because it's a little aggressive. Sagittarius being on the opposite side of the chart of Gemini and Cancer, it's just too much chaos for a Cancer. Just something about it just doesn't work. But yeah, following people's ascendant sign.
I see them working. That actually makes me see them work even more. Because she's making the Sagittarius work for what he wants. That's what it's.
And you have to do. You have to.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot.
Oh, Jaimi's Gemini.
Likes the game. Yeah, I think we do. We have the same birthday. I don't remember what we discovered Jessica, but I think we have this. Do we have the same birthday? I think we do.
Something like that.
Something like that.
Yes, and Geminis love a Sag and they love a Libra, and those are the Sages and Libras are not my jam.
And it's funny because
Gemini.
Yeah, Gemini man.
Friends, obviously, but like nope.
Yeah. Nope. I've had Sages really go nuts for me, but it's like, yeah, because you can't catch me. You only want the game, boy. I see you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, May 23rd. Yes. I love it. Okay, I think we got that out. Takia just sparked a whole fight. Najee says, can we go into a less heated segment, please? You need a breather. But the whole reunion was like, who did a good job being calm?
There was something that was kind of like, and scene. Yeah, the whole Laverne talk was kind of less heated. I mean, I thought it would be a lot more heated than that. And just in the sense of, I feel like we all saw the truth in that, right? It was cultivated. Laverne was just like, y'all did this shit. It's really simple. They were on the same page. Did we ever talk about Laverne?
Yeah, we did a little bit, really. We kind of handled him when we handled the whole Ace thing.
Less heated. I got one.
Wiley. Mm-hmm. I thought that was really cute. Poor little guy. He was feeling attacked when, he felt like once one person had said he was young, that everybody jumped on the bandwagon. And I have to agree with him. I wasn't getting like, I don't think 33 is like,
you're a
young, you're a baby. Like, he's a man. He knows what he's doing. And I think I love that him and Tiffany talk. I think, first of all, Tiffany is so beautiful. She's so
Oh my
pretty to
God.
me. I'm just
She's
like,
so pretty. It kind of broke my heart though, the last moment when he was like, with my girl or Tiffany out there, that'll be the person. I was like, oh, she's all in and you're not. That was heartbreaking to see.
she was
'Cause,
really open about him on there. You think that
and
that
he
was
was not receiving it, or reciprocal. Like,
maybe can he not
you don't
see it?
say that. He just, and that's a young thing though. That could be a young thing. He was like, at his very last statement, that I'm ready for now my person or whatever, Tiffany, whatever that's going to be. Like,
You're
that's
probably
young,
gonna do
kind of,
without them, right?
Yeah, 100%. But I understand that he was feeling attacked, but I thought there was nothing wrong with, what's her name? The one that
Keena,
walked away because he was young.
Keena, Keena
Keena.
with a K.
I thought there was nothing wrong with Keena doing that. I would have done the same thing, to be honest with you. I would, I would have been like, "How old are you?" And he would have been 32. I'd be like, "Okay, all right. Well, I'm gonna go talk over there because I know that's not gonna work for
She likes
me.
older men. It's really simple. She said
I
that.
like So it is what it is. There's nothing wrong with that, but he took that really to heart and then tried calling her out for
Personal.
watching his stories, and I was like, she ain't
Now
stalking
that's
your ass.
young.
Exactly.
Watching
That's what you're
stories
proving the
equals
point.
checking for you. I don't think that everybody that watches my story is like, oh, nah. People be on
And that's the
Instagram
thing is,
all day.
people that are so afraid of coming off young and don't want to be called young or be young are actually young.
Doing young things.
Pretty simple. And he proved that he still is immature. We saw it. He saw in the last
That
comment
was
he
an
said. He didn't even know
immature
how to
thing to
be a
say.
man and say, with his girl right next to him, claim her. How to be a better person for this, for what's her name?
Tiffany. Jessica said, I heard he broke her heart past reunion, allegedly. Is that what you talking about, Wiley and Tiffany,
Post reunion.
Jessica? Post reunion.
Well, that makes a lot of sense. That's why he didn't. That's why he said for other people, like you, that he showed it. And poor girl.
Najee,
But I
I'm
think
with
she was a
you.
little more obsessed with him just because of kind of where he came from and like his lineage. I think that was more the really attractive thing than him. He just seems too.
He doesn't fit
Yeah,
her, so I don't
no.
get where she's coming
Yeah,
from
but it
with
was
that.
cute. There you go,
Yeah.
Najee. You happy?
Her weave is a big improvement from the wig. Y'all can't say nothing about her. I agree. I noticed it was laying, and I noticed, and I loved it. Tiffany is gorgeous. Thank you, unknown one. Welcome. I know you've been in here, but I didn't get a chance to say hello. Tiffany is gorgeous. Yeah, they are no
They're no
longer
longer
dating. That's
dating.
fine. Yeah.
You heard it in what he said.
Yeah.
Break up with her like from the whole world. It felt like I was like, oh. After she was just like, I trust him. Oh, and that's why you young, and that's why we're calling you young and a baby because you ain't ready. Obviously, if this girl is feeling all these things and you're not being forthright with feeling the same way, you're not reciprocating or telling her, that's what men do when they're young. They do that shit. They lead on. They allow this to come. They allow all of it to da 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 da, and then be like, "Oh, you're in love." Oh man, actually,
I can't. That's booty.
I can't.
Yeah.
I just don't feel the same way.
Because you know what he's gonna like? A woman who plays
hard to get, and that doesn't want
he
him.
needs Sabrina.
He needs a young.
He needs a Sabrina.
Yeah. He needs someone young.
Yeah.
No.
Sabrina.
Did we talk about Sabrina yet? Did we talk
we
about her?
did.
I want to dig my teeth. Okay.
Yeah, let's kind of
nice.
like go in. Let's go in on. We didn't really unfold details when it came to Sabrina, and actually, she had a lot of revelations. So let's talk about that. She cleared up. Let's talk about the first thing that she cleared up, which was one of her major themes of this season, was a truth or dare. That said a lot about her. That was a turning point in a lot of her connections and with what people felt and thought. And so the way she explained it was that Demetrius is more quiet about how he moves and secretive, and that Tori is outright with his affections. So everybody's assumption, including the audience, was that it was Tori, with us supposedly not knowing that Demetrius is moving in the background. And that right before that scene, Demetrius had made it known he wants to see something more outright. So that's why she did that, to cultivate that connection, and wish she never did it. What do we think?
She had all the
answers, right?
All the cover up to take her fingerprints off the crime scene. It was too much. I can't. I
Yeah.
can't.
I don't know,
Triggering.
like, how it could have. Yeah, because she's not serious, so I can't even really. I
Delusion.
can't buy any of it.
Delusion.
I can't buy it. It's just too hard for me to like really.
I don't buy
Tori
one
looked
thing
so
she said.
unamused when she was talking. He was just like.
I'm just glad that he sees the
Tori
truth.
just really. He was like.
And let's talk about how good Tori looked.
He looked sharp. I told him, I was like, you look clean. He looked nice.
With his red bottoms. He looked good.
Put together, hair
Tori
back,
coming
skin
in,
looking clear,
handling himself like a gentleman, no
Mm-hmm.
drama, still kind and thoughtful and sweet. You know we stand Tori.
100, absolutely. Yeah, and I'm glad he didn't get caught up with the Sabrina. It would have been a waste of time. He would have literally committed and wasted. She would have left him for no reason.
I hope he realizes through that experience that he doesn't know his own words because he was selling himself really short.
But only in the beginning. Once he saw, he was out. But sometimes
that's what I'm saying.
Fool you a little bit 100%. In the beginning, like, oh, this looks great, this looks promising. But the second she showed her ass, he was out. He knows something about his worth. Yeah,
he did. No, yeah, he did. He handled himself really well this whole time and people were like, "Oh, he's being crying baby." I was like, "No, he's just knowing his worth. He's like not handling." Yeah. Speaking of,
and then that's hurtful. That's what normal people who connect to other people do when someone blows them off like that. Like, yeah, it hurt because I was intentional. He said that I was intentional about being here. I didn't come here to play around. So yeah, that bothered me. Am I heartbroken? No. Did I feel it? Like,
she was making all these excuses, and then Joy had to call her out, and she couldn't even be called out by Joy, and then Tony had to call her out, and she couldn't be called out by Tony. If she says, you know, when someone's guilty and they wrong when they keep saying yes sir, yes sir, yes sir. That bitch was like she was under interrogation. Talking to the judge or cop, like yes sir, yes sir. Everything was sir. Anybody that said sir, watch that episode back, was guilty in some way. Watch him, but not Clifton. When he was like Clifton, he was like, "That's my name." Like
him and Joy. They wild. I love it.
Serena's explanations are valid. Najee, don't come in here with this. It's how she went about coming to a decision without having them explain themselves. A simple explanation can do that.
She's really good. She feels justified in her stuff. She's really good. She's like Demetrius. You can code it with the truth, that level of truth that resonates with you, that people can pick up. But the undercurrent is like, yeah, but you didn't really finish all that. Yeah, that's not really covering the whole.
Sorry, Najee.
Whole thing there.
Not gonna agree with you on that one, baby boy.
I agree, Kenya. Yeah, I think the out loud versus quiet is truthful story. Tori still got giddy interview when he talks about getting to know Sabrina. I think he really liked her because we interviewed Tori and he actually said we didn't see so much, but they had like 6 dates before the Truth or Dare. That's like what's hurtful.
In-depth conversations, like really, really cultivated a relationship.
Yeah.
I agree with Najee. Of course you do, Kenya. Trying to come up in here and stir it all around, and I love it. This cauldron of deliciousness that we create together.
Unknown one. Let's talk about how everyone called Joy and Carmen messy, but never called Sabrina, Precious, and Zakia out for being messy.
Facts. There you go, unknown one. That's why your name's unknown one, because you speak too much truth. People don't like that shit, probably, huh? I feel you. I mean, really though.
Look.
Thank you for saying it. No, I don't have to.
Okay, because Sabrina is absolutely a walking contradiction. I don't think
right, Jessica.
It can be. I don't know, because there were times
that I was most irked by the season. Yes, Jessica, me too. Tied with Pio. Her and Pio were very tied, but Sabrina. I know Sabrina definitely irked me the most for sure. My triggers go off. I can't.
Yeah, because she be having me sometimes. Sabrina really be saying
she operates like a Californian.
She's keeping it real.
She operates like somebody from LA, California. That's totally it, and that's why I'm single out here, because they act like that. It's gross.
It's too hard. Oh my goodness. I know y'all better stick around for our special segment where we take it to the streets, because Twitter has I don't know what uploaded, but we have some good stuff. But before we do that, I want to make sure. Did we cover everybody? P.O. said he got a nice dime shorty at home. Zakia has a man. Demetrius has 200 suits.
Najee,
now, what
you
I
know I
will,
love you.
Now, what I will give Demetrius is he could dress his ass off. His Instagram looks good.
Yeah, no, you sent it to me being like, you need to basically do yours like this.
Emulate.
You're right, I do. But
Yeah,
unfortunately, I don't have 200 suits like he does. And that was
It's
such
a
a
lot
funny
of
moment
suits with
when
him
he
in
went
it.
toe to toe with Tommy. And I have to agree, I do think that Demetrius does win over Tommy when it comes to style. And you know how much I appreciate Tommy's style,
We're
but
obsessed with
I
Tommy.
do think Demetrius has him beat.
Yeah,
For
it
sure.
is what it is. Like, this is his thing.
Oh, Najee, what you want to say now, Najee?
I just want to say I was right about Carmen from the beginning. Y'all convinced me to say otherwise. She is messy. That's not grown woman. That's childish. I should be a psychic. We didn't talk about Carmen getting caught up with, what was this? Okay, they threw me for a loop with this whole Carmen called
Najee Cleo? Najee Cleo? No, Najee Cleo. No.
I think we're separated at birth. Read each other's mind. Oh, Steph
Right.
Santori was totally flirting with you on that interview. Was he?
Right? I thought so
could,
too. Don't you think they'd be a cute couple?
He could flirt with me in real life.
That I actually like somebody for her because I'm that like daddy big brother vibe energy with her. And I'm like, I just like him. Like he would treat her well.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah,
I know. I wish they would go on a date. I really would love for them to go on a date.
I don't ask guys on dates, so you know. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna do that. No, yeah, who knows, you know? Oh, Jessica says with the multi, I can confirm that Demetrius has a girl now too. Last week he went with Clifton to Mexico. Okay, so he went with a new boo because I saw him in Mexico. I was like, oh snap! Now we know he went with a boo. Oh snap! I'm not mad at it. Like, you know, I'm glad he found something that works for him and enjoying himself.
Jessica is like the tea, like the Texas.
Yeah, because we talk deep with Sabrina and all them. Yeah,
she needs her own segment.
They go in. I know. We should have thought about that.
she needs her own segment. She'd be
not
in this next season
instead
of the streets. You know, we need a Najee Cleo segment. a tea with Jessica. And something B, like buzzing with B, like I don't know, just something.
Right, everybody needs a moment because Najee gonna come right back at us and say, "I've seen Demetrius suits; they are all baggy and ill-fitting. What's the purpose of wearing a parachute everywhere you go?" Najee, I love you. Go off,
Najee. Not
petite. Najee.
You called him petite.
Let's see. What do we have here?
It was Najee. Like it is just so
that is.
I always feel so better about myself. Najee, what sign are you? You are evil incarnate, and I love it. I love it.
I love it. That is so funny.
He's petite. It's a fact. That's a fact. That's really a fact.
Oh my God, I love it.
Well, not from Sabrina's standard, though.
Right. Exactly.
So
she's super petite.
She'd still be talking about him like she's loving him.
Yeah, I don't understand that because she's not. She called him and said she wanted to be friends. I can't. She wants to be friends with everybody. So ready to be friends. Let's get her own show. Ready to be friends.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So this is the favorite part of the show. Oh yeah. Where we take it to the streets because Twitter has no chill. These are their thoughts, not ours. But this always breeds some extra discussion. And we got some juicy things up in here. So join us while we see what Twitter has to say about the people.
You are such a Libra, Najee. Because you throw the kind of shade my friend Khalil shades. Khalil throws that kind of shade. She be on one. It's Libra shade. It's the shadiest of all shade.
Libra shade is funny. That is
100%.
I knew a girl, she had that Libra shade to her. And it was funny. I got laughing and I'm laughing. Like, girl, you funny. Yes.
Khalil and her, that's some Libra shit. Yep, that makes sense, Najee.
That is funny. Okay, let's see what we got to start with as we take it to the streets on Twitter. Oh gosh, this is so small. I didn't do a good job. I didn't know it was going to be that little. Can you read it? Oh my God.
Takia is truly a class act lady because
Because I would have read Joy
I
her
would
rights.
read Joy her rights. But who was that from though? I didn't say who it was from. From Just
Just check.
Jay's Way.
People were really upset. People were really, really upset. A lot of the comments that I read, people were really upset with Joy. I'm just saying there were comments I read. I'm not upset with Joy, but a lot of people are upset with Joy. That's just, I mean, I saw a lot of that. I was actually
I'm
trying
not
to look
surprised
for
at that.
something else.
Because there are a lot of oversensitive people for the wrong reasons in this world. I'm
Mm.
not surprised that they're mad at Joy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm more like Joy.
I
I'm like,
like the way Joy
baby.
talks. Yeah.
Yep.
Because she's sure of herself. She keeps it real. And that's her truth,
done
regardless if you agree or not. Yeah.
Okay, block this all.
Yeah. One
This is
says
bigger.
Demetrius didn't like being labeled as a player, but yet had no problem labeling Precious as a party girl.
Yep. And ding, 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 ding. And the winner is one.
That's so true.
Knock him out on that. That's facts. That's facts.
Why am I a player? Because I dress nice and I'm confident in the way I show up. I can't help who likes me.
I'm so sick of it. Oh, God, shut up. And y'all talking about my boy Laverne. Well, we got to get on the show because I love him.
Oh, my God.
About him being that way. Y'all better be pointing that finger to Demetrius.
We should see if we could do it since this is over. We should see if in a couple of weeks we could just have a couple of cool conversations with maybe like a Laverne and.
We should. Laverne for sure would love to. I would love to get Phil from last season on still.
Oh, that'd be nice. Him.
Yeah. And I would like a girl. Like which girl would I would love to have talk on this with?
I wouldn't mind actually talking to Sabrina. First, Sabrina, we never sat down with her, and now we have a whole season.
Oh yeah, she never came on ours.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I would love to do that.
We've been on hers, but we didn't. Yeah,
I forget
we didn't do our style show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right. That'd be the one.
That'd be really cute. I would love to do that.
I mean, in my wild fantasies would be Joy. To have Joy and Clifton on.
Gosh, that'd be so much fun. And I love that they're planning babies and moving. I thought he was gonna propose.
I love them.
I thought he was gonna propose. Like, why not?
I mean, and then I thought to myself, he knows that there's a better place to actually do that. This is not the place for that.
Right.
That's what I thought.
I'm not mad at that. He's gonna maybe he'll have some grand plans. Come on,
Najee, if you can't love yourself, how are you gonna love somebody else? Hating your sign that you're a Libra. You better like yourself. B, I love.
No, he said you hate that sign. You always talk about how you hate Libras on here.
Oh, I do hate that. Yeah.
That's so funny. Let's see. G says, I don't care what y'all say. I like Precious. Okay, girl, we'll go off. Wow. Precious is probably a good person. I mean, I don't know.
She needs to be on the Bad Girls Club.
Yeah, that's what it was giving.
She does. That's what she needs to be on. Because those Bad Girls Club girls are like her. They are in denial. She's
probably really nice, fun to hang out with, all this and that, but just the dating, the ready to love, the this and that is just a lot. That just all was a lot.
Jessica, get out of my head. I love it.
I thought the same thing, guys. He's not going to propose on a show with 20 cast members around.
Not personal enough for what Joy deserves.
And Joy deserves more. The words in my mouth.
That's got chills again. I wanted to talk about this. I'm glad you did this.
Love to hate. Zilla says, yes, Laverne, you have to be confident to come out on national TV in that outfit. I feel like it was his style. He did his thing. That's what he wanted to wear, so he did. I'm not a fashion person, so I can't.
I wouldn't call myself a fashion person, but I like to think I know things about fashion. And
okay, I don't.
I appreciate him
being different.
Intentionally trying to be different. I just don't think he hit the mark. If I'm being honest. And I would tell him
Got
that.
His knees all out.
I would tell him that. I mean, you still looked good, my man. You still looked fly. But, like, I saw the intention, and I like that you were like, yes, 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 but I just don't think you hit the mark.
Right.
You need to be cultivated a little bit differently, I think, to really hit. For me. And obviously part of that street person you just talked about.
And I can't really comment because I'm not the fashion person. I just see that he did what he wanted to do and can only respect him for that. That's all I got.
Yeah.
Whether I like the outfit or not, I can't. It's whatever.
Yeah, well, fashion is.
What you wanted to wear. Then knock yourself out.
What's that word? Fashion is like, there's no right or wrong. It's like your own thing. I think if I think about it right now, actually, if I'm being really clear, that the socks and the shoes, I wouldn't have done that. Like I would have the
Yeah.
shorts and that thing, and I would have had like a sockless loafer. Like I would have made that foot like dressed, like immaculate, sleek, and then let the rest kind of be like more sport wear.
Mm.
Look
Laverne
what
wasn't
we're
saying,
living
get
it
up,
up
I
in
run prep
preschool.
school. It is giving, it is giving prep school. All he needed was like, what's that patch?
And it was
With
like
the
two
little
prep
patch on
school, like
there?
verbatim prep school. Like it needed to be like sharp prep
Like
school, like a nice
Berkeley.
loafer.
Yeah.
Yeah, like yeah. The socks. It was the socks that was throwing me off. I see what he was trying to do, but it was
It
throwing
was
me
the
off.
socks.
Still look good though.
Now, Ginger Ale says, why is Joy hugging up on Eric after multiple people corroborated what Dakia said about his inappropriate touching? Excuse me? Then someone else says
Thank
she's
you.
been sliding Dakia ever since Clifton took interest in her. You got your man. Why is she being shady? Because the show has a way of turning back time and placing these people's minds and behaviors to those of immature. And they said something about high school because I can't see the rest of it. High school. I mean, I could see why Joy gave Eric a hug. Because again, we have to remember they know more than we do. And she probably felt like
giving Eric a hug.
Yeah, she probably felt like Eric didn't deserve or didn't want him to get the level of heat that it could have been like a Phil situation lasting where your character is attacked in a particular way that messes with your money, your children, your life, all of the things.
Yep.
So I think she was just being a genuine friend.
Yep.
And there's a lot of stuff that we don't know.
Yep. Oh, another one too for Laverne if you want to make that work.
Back to the
knee-high sock. That should have been like a knee-high boot. Like if that was like a knee-high boot
with
a
boot
cool.
and shorts. Like he was gonna go be one of those polo horse riders.
Yeah, exactly. Make it a fashionable polo person. You needed a boot that was up to your like lower knee, or you need like a loafer.
Not a boot. I don't want to see a man in a high boot like that. Is that what men do?
I do.
Is that manly?
Yeah, men do. Well, you like to think that manly is a certain thing, but yes, it is. Men do.
No,
that.
I didn't. Yeah. I know high boots that high for women. I've never seen a man's boot that goes under the knee like that. I've only seen high heel boots like that. I've never. I didn't know.
They
a
were
rain boot,
like $3,000.
Oh, see, but I don't know if that's what it was like. Is that manly? Not like they make men's boots like that. I don't recall ever seeing that.
And it's fashion. Fashion is about to, skewing the lines of masculine and feminine, whatever it is. You're making it what you want. It's fashion. You make it masculine or feminine. What are you feeling that day?
Right.
Fashion for you. Fashion.
Well, go off. Okay, so this clip, it actually adds in a piece of the show. So this is about 30 seconds. So we'll just go into this because people had stuff to say, and I just want to share that and see what you guys thought. And action.
But I'm going to say this from the jump. Everyone knew it was Clifton and Joy. It's like you created this something that honestly no one else saw it but you. Any point, any woman saying to me that you're going to take someone from me.
So that's out of context.
Well, your context. That's what you said.
Oh, that's what we're doing.
And the problem, that is what we're doing because I have literally been sitting here watching all of this and I don't like it. Bottom line, move the on. But I'm going to.
How's that? Y'all hear me now? Anyways, y'all can read.
But I'm going to say this from the jump.
Yeah, it wouldn't unmute for me, but y'all can read. Anyway, do you see the internet was very upset?
I didn't read the comments because I was too busy trying to get you back on.
Yeah, it's okay. I hope so. Y'all, let's see.
Najee,
What did y'all say?
thank you.
But y'all were reading it. Yeah, I was just reading. Hopefully you guys read it, but you can see how people on Twitter are just so hot about how Joy addressed that.
Yes, Jessica. Jessica, I like you. You're so right. People are really influenced by producers' narratives. So is me.
Wait, I want to put them on the screen so other people can join in if they can't. Well, if they can't read in the future. Where is it? So many people were projecting that. Oh, God, that's in different. I'm getting mixed up.
So many people.
Are influenced by producers' narratives.
Yeah. And I think that's why Joy bursted. I think that's why she was like, fuck your context. You know what I mean? Like all these narratives and everything like that. Let's actually talk about what really went down. I stand for Joy. I'm sorry. Don't say it.
Yeah. Joy does have some bites to her. I think that's what, Clifton loves that. Yeah. Yeah, she gets gangster. I'm not mad at it. You got to have a little bit of that because people are ridiculous.
I like that she has an opinion. She's holding her own. She's not some mute little like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she doesn't play.
She was like,
she doesn't play any of that.
Boom.
I love it.
I love it.
Well,
that was fun, y'all. What'd you think?
I missed you and all of y'all up in here in this chat. Also, Triangle. There was
no Triangle.
No Triangle. They never even kissed.
No.
Who's the Triangle? No. Are you saying
Clifton and Dakia?
No, it wasn't. No, it definitely wasn't.
But we didn't talk about any of the triangles. But there wasn't. Who was the other triangle?
Carmen. Was it Carmen and Donovan and? No.
Remember?
I don't even know. If Joy wanted a man to herself, ask him to do what FedEx Ground did. Ask Tina. Self-eliminate for me. If you really love me, self-eliminate.
They couldn't. They had nobody else on that show that was going to last to the end and actually last. So that Tom would be like, my project does work. Tommy, for one person, no. I'm sorry, bro, but your formula doesn't work. If your formula worked, you'd have multiple couples up there happening together genuinely. So my bad, my man, but no. But great way to fool everybody into believing it does to come back for season number 6.
Yeah, and I'll throw something in there. I actually had a chance to, get other perspectives from somebody who was on last season, and they wanted to bring in kind of like perspectives that we do and share that this show and these interactions are educational. Just like in the real dating world, not everybody is going to be able to walk away in matrimony, but the lessons that you learn along the way with people's vulnerabilities and lessons that they learn and pop-offs that they go through and all of this stuff is also part of, well, as we know, leads people to love, like eventually, or at least if you're learning more about yourself or more about what you're doing, you can see yourself and have that growth. I think that's what we're all doing anyway in the dating world. We're matching up with people, learning something about ourselves and doing something better the next time. So maybe Tommy's got it just a little bit.
For this show, they have so many shows out there that show that everything you just said. Right. This show could have the common decency of actually finding people that are ready to love, but that's fine because y'all, I'm about to get my own show produced then that's going to actually do the shit that we want to see. So it is what it is, and it's all good. We learn from these other ones, and we learn what does and it doesn't work. We hear what the people want. People actually want real shit, real substance, to watch people really genuinely have a Joy and Clifton situation. So I'm in, creating the magic over here. We're going to get that in together. It's going to be good. Jaimi's going to be the host. It'll be fantastic.
Sweet. Sure. I'm not mad at it. Like it does need to be substance. I got some ideas too, not in this realm, but similar. And I really hope stuff that we genuinely feel from the heart can be picked up and put on screen. I don't know what it takes, but it's all part of this manifestation, right? Let's get the good stuff on there. There's got to be producers that are connected 2 networks that actually
That
have
want
been hearing this and know and want this and ready for the change and ready to make a leap into something different.
We got a host for you right there. Her name's Jaimi Alexander. We got the formula that's going to work for what people really want right in here.
Yes.
So let's do it.
That'd be so good. All right, y'all. Now it's time to say goodbye. I don't know when we're gonna see y'all or what we're gonna do. I don't know what we're gonna, because this is it. Like, so.
Well, there's Miami coming. We know that much at least.
There's Miami coming. We're gonna talk about
when.
I don't know. So we got to figure out what's next. But I guess we're not gonna see you guys for a while unless Gus and I decide to hop on and have some fun with some other stuff. But this has been a great season.
Dubai. When does that start?
I don't know. We got to look that up. We were thinking about doing Real Housewives Dubai. That sounds fun. It sounds ridiculous, doesn't it?
It sounds like it's gonna be crazy.
I don't know, Najee, because we're a little bit disappointed in where this is headed. We don't want to deal with another contrived Real Housewives of Atlanta when it first started, and it was like Nene and that blonde and Sheree and all these people. In the beginning, that would have been so good. But now they just playing around. They got. Nah.
I know what you're saying, Najee, especially because it just started last weekend. And I watched it though. Jaimi, did you get to watch it yet?
No.
It just, like you said, it feels contrived. It feels produced. I'm not.
Just the previews.
I wasn't buying all the drama that Marlo had with all the people at her party and like all the things that he or she said and like trying to cultivate this drama. It feels that way. And I just don't think Marlo's a peach holder. I think it just feels like it's an empty space. It just doesn't feel right. I don't want to, or like I told Jaimi after watching it, I was like, I'm not watching this season.
Yeah. And just by the previews and some of the cast members. Yeah, I'm not feeling it. But
we could. Kenya Moore looked incredible at that event.
She looks so good. Like the girl just keeps getting finer.
It's weird. I love it. It's amazing. Even Candy, like she has no life in her anymore because she's too busy with her shows.
Yeah, like, it's just a lot of other stuff going on.
And then Sheree being back, it was kind of like feels forced too. It's like I'm not buying it, and I cannot stand. I'm not going to say it, but.
I can't either. I'm good on that. I'm really good on that. I can't. I don't want to be irritated. Yeah, I don't want to be irritated.
Really
for
hard to watch.
minutes
I forward through it. Actually,
yeah.
Whenever that person comes on the screen, I forward through it because I can't watch it.
Anyways.
But anyways,
so we're gonna figure it out, guys.
Yeah. Hit up Jaimi in her DMs and give us suggestions if you have any ideas, or leave a comment below. But if you want to keep having conversations with us, we would love that too until this next season starts.
Yes, I'm a Miss USA stan. She can do no wrong in my eyes. Can you more? Yeah.
Same with Khalil, who's a Libra. Shocker. The Libra.
That's hilarious. Yeah, man.
Oh, that was fun.
That was fun. I don't know what else to say.
Joined
thank you guys for being in here.
Season of us doing this after discussion.
2 seasons in the books, and this was really fun. And the discussions were so good, and we picked up so many new cool friends along the way to join us. And we just really appreciate your interaction, your kindness. Y'all be in our DMs and Instagram and liking things and sharing things and comments. We love it, and we love you guys. So thank you for the interaction.
We love you all.
The show just as important. Yes. This was fun.
Jess, Naj, B, Kenya today, Unknown today. It was fun.
We had some people last week that were amazing. Yeah, so we love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. You'll see us again. You guys are subscribed to my channel. So as we go live, you will see some things. But until then,
follow us on the gram, see what we're up to.
Yeah.
That's our gram right there, wherever it is.
Y'all know what to do. Y'all already have been there.
And now that Elon owns Twitter, I'm very excited, and I'm going to start tweeting.
To get back on to tweet freely.
Yeah. Free speech.
Hey, free speech. Because this is America, right?
Right.
Just kidding. That's a whole other topic.
Bye, y'all.
Anyways, see ya. Peace.